Hey, how y'all doing? What's going on? I tell you what's going on. It is a lot of funny business that's going out here on social media, and they are telling me black people are afraid. Now, black people are saying they are not afraid, they just tired of fighting. But we have a lot of stuff to discuss. I don't know if you guys have heard April the 5th is supposed to be going down. April the 5th, you guys know TikTok is allegedly going to be shutting down unless Amazon buys it. But on top of that, they are telling me it's going to be so many protesting all around America. Okay. And black people are telling other blacks, sit down. Okay. I said, what in the world? Are y'all going to miss out on this opportunity to make history again? All right. So we have to talk about it. Some black people are saying we are so sick and tired of fighting, 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 fight. You're always going to have to fight. I'm sorry to tell you. You're going to have to fight till you die. Your kids going to have to fight. The fight would never be in. Do you think Satan going to take a break on you? Do you honestly think Satan is going to take a break on you? God gave Satan dominion of this world, of the flesh, to roam as he feels. He ain't going to take no breaks, and neither are you. Because you can sit back all you want to. That ain't going to stop the boogeyman from getting at you. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, you better shut the door. It don't matter if you stand or sit. It don't matter if you drink or don't drink. They still coming for you either way it go. Okay. So, honey, I don't know. You may as well just be like the Transformers. Y'all know in the Transformer movies, everybody get together. You know what I mean? They all get together. Come on, y'all, let's go. But people are saying they feel like it's a trap for black people. I don't know. They feel like when April 5th gonna happen, a lot of black people's gonna get trapped in martial law, and that is what people fear, you know? I don't know. Okay, I just learned about this what couple of days ago. So y'all not loud about this like y'all should be anyway. This remind me what y'all did to Target and to Target. Even though y'all did a good one on Target, y'all did y'all big one on Target. Where my fan at? Hold on, I need my fan. Y'all did y'all big one on Target. Okay, they said Target is still hurting from y'all protesting Target. Y'all did y'all big one on Target. But I don't know. I got the link up here so you guys can talk about it. I did ask you guys to vote. I put in a chat and it says, should blacks protest on April 5th with the others? 53% said no. Well, what are y'all gonna do? Huh? What y'all gonna do? Y'all just gonna sit back and relax? That he's still coming after you. Listen, he's still coming after you. So you may as well do your big one. You may as well do your big one. Okay, talking about this ain't my fight. When is it gonna be your fight? Okay. We in the system together, baby. We in the system together, baby. But I want to play some people reacting to this, and I want to hear what y'all got to say. 20% said yes. You know, black people should. I think I'm with the 20. Okay, 20%. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. 22% said they don't know, and 4% said maybe. Okay. What are y'all saying in the comment section? It's all over TikTok. You know what? For y'all that's saying don't go, y'all need to come up here. Hit that link and tell me why I shouldn't go. Okay. Because I might have to roll my big ass up there. Okay. Tell me why I shouldn't go. I need you to debate that with me, honey. Tell me why I shouldn't go. Come on. I'm waiting. Okay. This don't have to nothing to do with us. Why we always got to be in the front line? You know why? Because we are the chosen one. We hold the power. We are the first originator humans on planet Earth. Okay. Nothing can get done without our people there. Okay. So no. We got you. That's the only way it's gonna get done. Okay. You think they can get something done without black folks being involved? Hell no. Nah. We black magic. Yeah. You want us to sit back and let all this magic just go to waste? All our powers just go to no, that's what we here for. Yeah. I need you to come up here and debate me about this. I need can somebody come up here and debate me about this? Those saying ain't paying attention, blacks getting erased. Y'all gotta fight. This is for your life. This might be the last time you can fight. Okay? Shit. At least you're fighting for a purpose. Okay? At least you're going to go out for a cause. Don't you think it's better to go out for a cause than go out for nothing at all? You ain't fought for nothing? Hell, if it wasn't for our ancestor fighting, we wouldn't be here today. Okay? Because they fought tooth and nail. They fought tooth and nail. Do you think they got a chance? Do you think they were given a break? No. Okay? They were not. Okay, I got Miss Harris on the line. Hey, girl.
Hey, boo.
Hey.
What are we debating? What are we marching for?
You know why? For freedom. Freedom! That's why we're marching. We're marching because we already know he's going to come for us because we voted against him. So the battle is already started. Okay? Okay? So you sit back, he's still coming for you? It ain't going to stop. Can't stop. He got the spirit of Diddy Harris. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
And that's my point. That's my point. I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to the government, they're going to do what they want to do anyway. I don't care how much we march and what we do. They're going to do what they want to do.
No. You know why, Miss Harris? Because our ancestors, by them marching and standing up, they made a change. Without our ancestors marching and speaking and fighting, we would not be here today. We would still be, seen as animals. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But what is the march for?
You know what? I gotta play the video. I'm not sure, but they marching against the administration. That's what they're marching for. Against this administration. They're not pleased with this administration. Marches have been going on all across the world, but America has yet to show their protest. So April the 5th, that's when they're supposed to be coming on out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Choo-choo.
I probably won't be there.
No, Miss Harris, we're gonna go together, girl. What's up? Hey.
Yeah, it's probably a no for me. You're not gonna get the National Guard out there. No, I'm good.
Miss Harris, we're gonna go. We're gonna have the fans. We're gonna be there.
Where them fans at? With the boots on the ground.
Where them fans at?
Right. With the boots on the ground. That is funny to me.
They're gonna say, there go the Messy Sweet Spot crew. Where the fans at?
Listen. I don't trust none of it. I don't trust none of it.
My God.
I don't trust none of it. You won't get me.
Where them fans at? Where them fans? Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But stay right here. I'm gonna add audio here so you guys can see. Let me know if you guys hear echo. If you hear echo, press 2. Okay. So I'm gonna bring this up here like this, and listen here.
Million people now.
Yeah, black people. Black.
1 million people are going to march in the United States on April 5th. 1 million people. We actually might have more than 1 million people now.
Now, black people. No, we already had this conversation. Don't you take your tail and go march nowhere. We are on nap session. We don't have no capes. Okay. We ain't Captain Saving nobody. Okay. We ain't going. Do you understand what I'm saying? We ain't going. Don't go outside. Go ahead, go in the house. Get your meal together. Cook what you gonna cook for that night, that day, whatever. But don't you go nowhere marching. And if somebody say, "Can you come?" No, we can't come with you, baby. We been marching for a long time. Tag you in. We ain't doing it. You understand what I'm saying to you? Okay? You stay in the house. This ain't our fight. We've been fighting for some years, but I ain't got to say how many years. Okay? We ain't got nothing to do with this. We done, baby. We finished. Right?
Well, let me ask y'all something, black people. When are y'all gonna fight? When are you gonna fight, Miss Harris? Huh?
Baby, I'm with her. I probably sit this one out.
Miss Harris, when are you gonna fight?
I fight every day when I grind, pray, and stay out the way. The only thing I can worry about is what's going on in my house, how I'm going to sustain for my family.
I need y'all to hit the link and try to persuade us black folks that are going to march why we shouldn't, because this is not enough. This is not enough. Hit the link and explain it. Debate us. Talk about it. And if you for, we want to hear your side anyway. Okay, let's continue to play.
Tag, y'all turn. Black people, I love.
1 million people are going to march in the United States on April 5th. 1 million people. We actually might have more than 1 million people now. From the looks of things, we might hit 2 million people protesting on the 5th. We have expanded some of the locations. Just to be clear, we are still looking for protests in North Dakota, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Delaware. We have protests in Hawaii and a protest in Alaska so far.
Messi said, we are tired. So we're tired of fighting. You can't get tired of fighting, sweetheart. This is the devil's playground. Do you think he's going to get tired of whooping that ass? Hell no. You're going to have to fight. And you're going to have to fight till you die. It's always a fight. In this world that we live in, it's always something that you're going to have to battle with, that you're going to have to contend with. This is the test. All right. So don't give up. Have strength and courage and determination. Okay. Because I bet you the other team got determination, don't they? Miss Harris, don't the other team got determination? Don't they have discipline?
The other team got a bunch of BS with them. Somebody said,
got a lot of
somebody said,
I give it to them. They are very determined. They are very disciplined, and they are all together. I will say that about the MAGA people. They are very disciplined, and they don't give up. But let's go.
Well, you just said the key word, make America great again. I just want to know what that means. I still don't get it.
You already know what it means, child. You know what it when you were referred to as a monkey. That's what it means.
You've been seeing millions of people protesting in Europe and other places. We are going to have millions of people protesting here in the United States.
So now 2 million people is going to be protesting on April 5th. First, it was 1 million. Now it's 2 million. And coincidentally, I just saw another video saying that on April 5th, TikTok was supposedly about to be banned again. What do they want? What is going on? If you look like me, if you are melanin rich, if you are a Black American person, if you take your funky ass out in them streets and protest, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, because something is up. They keep trying to get us to come out. I don't know what's happening, but I'm not going a motherfucking place and doing a motherfucking thing on April 5th, okay? I wish I would take my ass out and sign up to some .org.com and register to be out there. We done did enough of marching, and we done been enough on the front lines. Don't go out there and get maimed and maced and powed. Don't do it. Sit down. Stay in the house. Stand down. The call to action is to do nothing.
All right. Shout out to Love Jones. But you keep on staying in the house. What is that going to achieve? Miss Harris, you keep your butt in the house. What is that going to achieve? They still coming for you. When they knocking on your door, dragging you out, you going to complain. Why complain when you ain't going to do nothing about it?
Well, at the end of the day, again, if that's what they want to do, they want to create martial law. At the end of the day, it's still Jim Crow. I don't care how many ways we look at it and how
What are
far
you
we
going to do
come.
about it, Miss Harris? What are you going to do?
I'm not going. That lady said just what she said just now.
Right,
I'm staying home and not doing
why,
EMF thing.
Miss Harris, why would I follow you when you don't have a plan for me? Okay, you just want to be silent until they come knocking on your door, which they come and knock on your door. You don't have a plan. You're not prepared. You don't have nothing.
But this is the thing, though, Gigi. How can we be prepared when they already said this is their United States? They've been saying this is their United States. They've shown
Listen,
that this is their United States. I ain't got gas.
Them are the majority. If they come together and unite, that is so much more powerful. They can do, but y'all can't come together. Y'all so divisive. Everybody, every crew, every clique. Y'all don't know the power you guys hold if you come together.
But we got a lot of power.
And I want to know what you guys think. This has to do with you and me and our people. So I don't want you guys to be silent about this like you have before, especially on this channel, the Missy Sweet Spot. Hit that link. What do you got to say about your community, your livelihood, your future, your kids' future? Let's continue on with the video. Let's get the likes up.
You better not take your ass out there on April 5th. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Because why they want us to be out there so bad? Something ain't right in the water.
Black people in America, stay your ass in the house April 5th. I'm hearing there's supposed to be millions of people marching. Stay in the house. And this is why nobody can ever tell me that TikTok is not symbolism. It's more than an app. It's literally a time. Every time they say, oh, they're going to do some shutdown or they're going to have a meeting about it, some big phenomenon happens in America. Okay, let me get this straight though, right? We already got the history of the Passover. The Israelites, they were freed, right? So you mean to tell me millions of people are going to go marching when they can literally set martial law into place right before Stay in the house. We will not be the lamb that gets sacrificed this go round. All right, okay? Because let me tell you something. They're talking about they had to sacrifice the blood of the lamb. What is a lamb? A baby sheep. What are God's people? Sheep. Like I said, we won't be the people that sacrifice this go round. All right. Stay quiet, stay indoors, and don't even interact.
Now, Black people, on April 5th, I have about 10 things that I need y'all to be doing. Let's start with it. Number 1, I need y'all to go to the beach and mop up the water. Yes, I do. Number 2, I need y'all to open up your coffee seeds and count how many y'all have, okay? And let me know the number. Number 3, I need y'all to go to Costco's. Go into the candy aisle. Get jelly beans and tell me how many it is. I need that. Yeah. Number 4, I need y'all to tell me how many books is in the library. Go to the library. Yes, I need to know. Number 5, I need to know why you won't take your ex back. I need to know the whole story. And it's about 31 parts in it. I need to know that. Yeah, I need to know. I need to know. Number 6, I think this is number 6. I need to know how many trees you have in your community. Go count those bitches. Go count those bitches. Number 7, I need you to go and get a net and see how many raindrops you could catch in that day, bitch. Yes, I need that. I need it. I need it. Number 8, bitch, I need to know your whole life story, ho. Your whole life story. Start from 1. I need to know why you are.
Sure on April 5th that you are at home, at work, minding your business, reading a book, learning a new skill, your content, but make sure you're just not at that rally. Make sure you're not at that protest. Like, it's not for us. Let them fight their own battles. Like, we show up, it's not going to turn out.
So y'all already know black people are gonna show up. Okay, you tell black people do something, they're gonna do the opposite. Okay, it's gonna make black people more curious. So my thing is, when they do show up and they do something horrible to black people, so all y'all black people, y'all just gonna sit there and just be quiet. Y'all just gonna stay in the house scared.
Yep.
And you wonder why, Miss Harris, you got so many black people that want to be MAGA and Trump because they feel like if they are loyal to the MAGA people, yeah, maybe they'd be second-class citizen, but at least Trump gonna have their back. At least Trump ain't gonna be scared, because the MAGA people, they ain't never scared. Okay?
Still not going.
They ain't never scared. Okay?
No, they're not going to be scared, right? They're not going to be scared because they have all their comrades and they get ready to go out there and make a stink.
Have the majority numbers. They don't have the majority numbers, but they ain't scared. But let's keep on going.
It's going to get ugly, bringing me back in time. Like, I'm really trying to more focus on this TikTok stand or not. Like, I'm not focusing on that. Oh my God. Did y'all hear what's going on? Like, April 5th, they're having like a mass mobilization day, a lot of protesting, rallying. And this is for the march called Hands Off. The reason why they're calling that, based on what I researched, Trump and Elon Musk are basically putting their hands on everything they can right now, with our healthcare, our jobs, our data, our services. This protest is supposed to be like hands off. Like, you guys are trying to control everything, and it's like,
okay, now Vanessa, what's up, boo? She gonna say black people mind our business, but Elon Musk and Trump, they are invading our business. This is our business. This is just as much as your fight as anybody else. We are all affected by this. Okay, I'm not understanding that line there. I need y'all to hit that link and make it clear. Okay, I want to know in the comment section, are you affected by Elon Musk and Trump's action? Is your family affected? Are you affected? Press 1. If you're not affected, press 4. We are all affected. Yes. Okay. I told y'all they're coming for you regardless. They're coming for you. It doesn't matter. They're coming for you. Okay.
So that's my thing. If they coming for me regardless, what I'm going for.
Because you can make a change. Your voice can make a difference.
Not going. Sorry.
There's power in the tongue. So we got some tours. They talking about it don't got nothing to do with. Yes, it does. How could it not? Aren't you working? Don't you pay taxes? Do you live in America? It has everything to do with you. We're all affected. How could you say 4? You guys are not being honest and truthful. Everybody that says 4, that, oh, Elon Musk, Trump, they can do whatever. It doesn't affect me. It affects a lot of black people. It affects everybody. Just not black people, all Americans. Oh, shit. They already said that some black people are the R word. That's what the MAGA people are saying. The MAGA people are labeling black people are the R words. Okay.
Well, we can't be the R word because we don't own any financial institutions. Like,
they don't see it like that. They see it as the rhetoric that's on social media. They see it as, oh, okay, why is it cool for black people to have Black Lives Matters, but they can't have White Lives Matter? They feel like that
it's always been White Lives Matter. Like, what?
They don't see it like that, sweetheart.
And that's the problem. That's the problem.
So you need to fight for that. Okay, that's what we're talking about. That's the problem. Y'all sitting back and y'all ain't doing nothing. Okay,
I ain't going.
Coffee. I would love to click you. However, it says devices is not connected. So could you fix that and come back so I can click on you, please? And let's get the likes up, y'all. Especially if you guys want to continue to have these topics on this channel, The Messy Sweet Spot. By liking this video and commenting, you help pushing the algorithm in that direction so we can have more conversation like this and make it a safe space okay, without being shadow banned by YouTube. But I need your support. I can't do it by myself, okay? Okay. And you know what, Miss Harris? I'll march for you, okay? Since you ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna have to do it for you. And
And
what
I'm gonna pack you a bag lunch. I'm gonna pack you a bag lunch, and I'm gonna put you all the
when
snacks
I
and
get
some
back
juice in
from
there.
luncheon, y'all, I want a cold soda, okay? I want y'all to get somebody to rub my toes, okay? Because I did it for y'all.
I
Hello.
got you. I
I want
got you.
some
I'm a
gratitude.
manicurist. I'm a medical nail
I
tech. I
want
will
some
rub the hell out
gratitude.
your feet.
Okay, good. After I march, I want some gratitude because you guys know if I march, I'm not doing it just for me. I'm doing it for you too. I'm doing it for all of us. Got it? It's not a selfish act.
I got it. I got it. I got you. When you come home, I got you, boo.
No, we're not for this. You know, we're trying to get our economy back and our government back. It's not going to be a peaceful protest if you're going against Trump and Elon Musk. Like, it's not. It's not going to be pretty for the people that voted for him.
Y'all got to stop with being scared of Elon and Musk, especially when y'all got God on your side, okay? If you got God on your side, who can be against you? Okay. And if you do decide to get hurt, at least you went with good intention. At least you went out with a purpose. You understand? And you will always be in the history books. Okay. Miss Harris.
Yeah,
Harris, what you got to say about that?
I ain't going.
You got
I'm not going. No, ma'am. You will never catch a martial law on me. I got a family. Hell
that's nothing but
no.
fear mongering. That's nothing but fear mongering. And Miss Harris, you can bring the
I'll
whole
be a field. Look, I'll be a field mongerer.
Miss Harris, bring the whole family. You know why?
We
Because
ain't coming.
listen, Miss Harris, I want to see the whole Harris family. Okay. Listen, Miss Harris, this is history. We are making history. This is going to be in the history books. Don't you want to
Look,
make a change?
look. This funny, Gigi, because if I go to my kids talking that crap, my two boys, they be like, "Mom, what is wrong with you? I'm not going out. I'm not going out there. I ain't going."
And you
But
know what?
I like,
You know why? Because we don't do enough for educating ourselves on realizing the power in the march, realize the power of the voice. We have lost our voices. We have lost our way because we don't know our own value. We don't
well,
know.
they just took the voice. They trying to take the voice.
No. Can't nobody take what God has given you, Miss Harris. They can never take our voice. That is a lie
Still
from
not.
the pit of hell. That is what they want you to believe, Miss Harris, that they can take your voice, that you
Uh-huh.
don't have a voice, that your thoughts don't matter, that nothing matters. That is what
Well,
they
they done told me that my thoughts don't matter and nothing matters. When
that's
you telling
a
me,
lie. You cannot believe them. That's what they want. They don't want you to fight. They want you to sit back and just get taken and taken advantage of and be scared. They want to push you in the back of the corner. That is why they're pushing so hard. The reason why they're pushing hard because you're a threat. Because you're actually doing something. You're actually making waves. Don't you see they angry all the time? They're not going to be angry if you ain't no damn threat.
still ain't going
Mm.
and ain't scared, but ain't going.
Well, prove me wrong. If you go, I say you won't. You ain't scared. How about
Now
that?
I marched for some things. I marched for Freddie Gray. I marched for equality with Jamal Bryant.
Just keep
Still not going.
marching. You got to
I'm
keep
good.
going. The fight
My
is
feet
never
hurt.
ending.
My feet hurt. I
Let
got bad arch support. It's not gonna work for
Lady
me.
said, "Are you going?" Yes, I'm going. I'm thinking about going. Okay. I'm not 100% sure yet, lady, but yes, I think I want to go. I want to walk for you, Miss Lady. Is that okay? Is that okay? What do y'all want me to live stream it? Okay. Y'all want me to live stream the march? Oh, woo! The spirit is in here.
Somebody said we marching in spirit. Yep.
This is not for us. Do not go to this rally or this.
I disagree. It's for all of us. It is for all of us. Their march, they're not marching just for themselves, but they're marching for everyone to get them hands off of people jobs. Get your hands out of government. Elon Musk and Trump, get your hands off of us. Get your hands off. Because they're getting their hands on everybody. It's not just certain groups they're getting hands on. So, yes, the protesters, I think everybody that's out there walking, everybody, if you black, non-black, I don't care what race you are. I don't care about none of that bull crap. All that race and all that is just a trick from Satan to continue to divide us. That's all it is. Now, you believe what you want to believe, but that's all it is. And I will not participate in the race fighting and all that crap. No, I would not. So I thank everybody for, if you are going to get Elon Musk hands off of everybody, I appreciate you. Okay, let's go.
Protest. Let them deal with it on their own. So make sure you're home or doing something productive and minding your business, okay? Good luck to the people that do go. Good luck to y'all.
April 5th, over 1 million plus people will be protesting in the streets. Dear Black people, that doesn't involve you. Sit your little self home. Mind your peace. Mind your business. November 5th, 2024 was our protest. When 92% showed up, that's our protest. If anything were to happen during that protest and there's some Black people in there, you'll be the first to be attacked. Mind your business. Stay home. Go shop in the Black businesses of Black.
Now, why would she say that? Why would she say if you're Black, you're going to be the first attacked? This sounds like fearmongering. Miss Harris?
Yeah. Well, I told you before, at the end of the day, if it's somebody that had to go, it's probably going to be us.
No, stop it. So you're saying MAGA people or Trump, they just going to exclude all the other protesters and they say, hey, let's pinpoint the Blacks. When you hear
yeah.
I disagree. When you hear MAGA people talking, they don't even say the Blacks. They say the Dems or the liberals, That's how they really word their enemy. They have it against the Dems or the liberals, but they don't say.
Oh, they make it sound cute.
Well,
they dress it up because we know who they talking about. So they just dress it up and make it sound cute. They put a bow on it and be like the thems.
Black men talk about it. They did a panel of a lot of a group of Black men. And the group of Black men, they say they love Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and they love the direction that they're taking the country. So Black men are very supportive. Well, Black men are very supportive of Trump and Elon Musk from the word of social media. So I'm sure they're not going to rock out here because they love everything that's going on. Okay, so we would just say, and I say that to say that I don't know. I don't think that the MAGA people are so, oh my goodness, we hate Black people, so anti-hate. I don't know if I believe in that rhetoric. It's a possibility. However, if that is true, then Black men don't see it like that. And if it is true, why don't Black men feel it? Why don't Black men see it? Okay, but Shake, thank you. I would like ice in my water too, or just make sure the bottle of water is kind of really cold where I have some icicles inside the water. Thank you. Okay, and a towel, because I know I'm going to be sweating and hot, and an umbrella to protect me from the sun, and some sunscreen. Okay, and a honey bun, because I love the snack. Okay. All right, what else I need? Some Glades. Can I get the Ray-Bans, please? Okay.
Own businesses. Watch your favorite show. Shoot, knit if you have to knit. Do whatever you need to do April 5th, but stay home. Mind your business.
So there's going to be a protest on April 5th, and I got a message for Black people. Sit your black ass down. You better stay home. Wrap yourself up in your most comfiest comforter. Pour yourself a glass of wine or make hot cocoa if you have to. But you stay your lovely, dark, luscious self in the motherfucking house. I better not catch your ass out on April 5th, or else I'm gonna put my 8-inch foot up your ass. Do you understand me? Stay black, stay beautiful, stay alive, stay humble, and live your motherfucking life, okay? The only thing that you should be doing on April 5th is trying to book airplane tickets to the Bahamas right now, okay?
Oh, she sounds like she is afraid. Like she's afraid that if Black people go there, then they're going to be hurt. You know, it sounds like she's scared.
I don't trust it. I see a race war coming.
Can. Stay your black ass out of this. This is not our fight.
Okay, now listen, Black folks in America, listen up. April 5th, there's supposed to be a mass protest. Keep y'all asses in the house.
Now, lady says she's surprised. You should be telling the young ones to stay at home. I'm not going to force anything on anyone. You know, we are dealing with the open enemy. And if we are dealing with the open enemy, I do believe that you have to fight. I don't believe in to being a coward and just stand behind, because the enemy is going to come for you, whether you like it or not. So have a plan or fight back or do something. So you know, I'm not telling people to do whatever. I'm just covering this story because it's been hitting my timeline, and I was unsure if you guys would appreciate this or not. But lady, I would love for you to hit that link and come up here and talk more to me. You know, persuade me to sit down on April 5th. You know, let's have a debate. Let's have a healthy debate. I love having debates, you guys. So let's do it. Okay, come up here, lady. All right. All right. Hot. Hey, hot coffee. Hot coffee and cream. Are you there? Okay, maybe not. All right.
We are not fucking around, okay? Continue to do your line dances.
Hi,
Continue to
how are you?
do it on the grill. Continue to see.
I'm good. Can you
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you on real time? Can you just turn off the radio or TV, whatever you're looking at me on? If you can just turn it
Say
off.
that one more time because the video's playing, so I can't hear you.
Yeah, if you can turn the video off and just talk to me directly, that'll be great. I think she's lagging because she's watching the TV. She's watching it. She has to turn it off. And when you guys come up here, make sure you don't look
Okay.
at the TV.
Okay.
Just
Give
talk.
me a second, okay? Let me go ahead and stop you there.
Okay? And we're going to watch from afar, okay? It is so easy for them to declare martial law.
No. Messi says all the comments should be convince you to stay home. You know why, Messi? Because I
Okay,
don't.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, but hold on, let me react to Messi. You know, people going to tell you a lot of things, but it has to make sense. Just because you demand something of someone is not convincing. That is not convincing. That is not giving a good argument. That is not getting a good debate. Somebody just say, sit down, sit down, sit your ass down, sit your ass down, sit your ass down, sit your ass down. That don't do anything. Okay. And that's why we are in a situation that we're in, because we do so much demanding, but we don't explain and we don't educate. Okay. So we have a lack in that. So we got to really talk this thing out. All right. Thank you. Okay. We're here. Talk to me, hot coffee.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me up. So I don't think that it's that we're afraid because Black people have been through so much throughout our generations. I think that we're just tired. We voted November 5th or November 4th, whenever voting day was this past year. We voted to not have this happen because we knew that this was going to happen. And I didn't even imagine that he was going to do everything that he was doing now. I didn't even realize it was going to be this bad. But if you are a Black American and you went through his first presidency, you already had an idea of what this guy's about. And he's about chaos, he's about drama. He kind of just flows whichever way the wind blows. So a lot of us knew, and that's why we were part of that 92%. 92% Black women voted to not have this man in office because we knew what he was going to bring. And some of us, started reading 2025, Project 2025. So we knew, and we're always the targets. So it's not a lack of fear. I think it's just common sense. Not, and Miss Gigi, now, no respect, no disrespect to you, but I just don't believe this is a fight that we need to get involved in. I think that we fight other ways by spending our money at Black businesses. So April 5th, we need to make that day Black Business Day. Let's shop at Black businesses. I'm sick of even wanting to be at their table. I'm tired of it. Why are we asking for their crumbs? Because they're never, ever, and I truly believe this, ever gonna give us equal footing in their playground. They never will. So while they're over there busy fighting, let's pivot. Let's stick together, because as Black folks right now, what we all have in common, no matter if we feel like we're not our ancestors, which, by the way, I don't like that comment. If we're not our
I don't like
ancestors,
the comments either. To me, it sounds like you're insulting yourself when you
your
say
ancestors,
your ancestors.
absolutely.
Because to
What
me,
we should say,
the
we are not our
ancestors,
ancestors,
the
and
ancestors were better. To me, the ancestors fought. To me,
ab-
the ancestors
yeah,
had a
and they
strong
had to.
backbone.
We
See,
have
this
more
generation, I have not
ground
seen
now.
y'all fight for nothing in this generation. In this generation, you have been given stuff off the backs of your ancestors. So
I
when you
agree with
say,
that.
"Oh my God, I'm not my ancestors," you damn right you,
Yeah, I don't like that.
because the
Yeah,
ancestors, hey, they have to fight through hell and back. You couldn't walk a mile in our ancestors' shoes.
yeah,
You, all you do is shake your butt on this internet. That's all I see.
yeah.
And
Well,
all fight with these baby daddies. Okay, so
well,
no,
let me say this, because we were young ones too. I just sound young. I'm 53. We were young ones too, and the generations before us didn't like our music, didn't like what we're doing as well, right? So I don't want to go off on that tangent. But what I will say is this: as Black folks, what we all have in common, no matter what generation we're in, is that we're Black in America. We have got to make our own community. We need our own schools. We need our own grocery stores. We need our own banks. And it is time right now. So I don't want us out in the streets on April 5th. For what? To fight for the crumbs that they may give us, for us to fight for something that we won't necessarily, there's always going to be a fine print where we won't have equal footing. No. We need to use this time to pivot and build our own communities. So it's not that we're scared. I think we know better, because we are our ancestors and our ancestors' dreams. We know better than to go out there. And if somebody wants to say, "Oh, you're just scared," well, okay, then. Like the other lady said, I'll pack you a lunch, but I'm not going. April 5th, we need to be doing a Zoom call or something as Black folks and coming together to talk about our project 2025, 2026, and beyond. So that's what I feel we should do.
all right. And I thank you for coming up here and speaking that. You
Yes.
see that LFM? You see this form, or I try to make it a form of diverse thinking, where you can have a voice. And I don't agree with certain things. And, we may not agree. Me and Miss Harris, we don't agree, but we can disagree and we still have that respect for each other. Just
Absolutely.
because I don't see things how you see things and I disagree with certain things, so be it. I mean, that's life. So I don't know your whole big thing, Gigi. I know we ain't scared. I know what's she on tonight, for real, like really, Gigi. I just have a different opinion about it. I have a different perspective about it. So if you want me to change my perspective to be your perspective, you have to convince me. I'm not going to take a threat. I'm not going to take demands. You want me to think like you. So convince me. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right. So coffee, I don't know what happened, but hot coffee, she left. But she has some interesting points that I would love to talk about, but she left. Maybe she'll come back up. So Miss Harris, what points did you like that coffee made?
Um, the whole, we've been marching, we've been out there, we've been the sacrificial lamb, and really nothing has changed. Spend money in the Black communities that day, absolutely. You know,
So Miss
build our
Harris,
own. Hmm?
with that, you're saying, okay, you always been marching and nothing has changed. So do you just want to get hit in silence? You just want to be put a muzzle over your mouth, tape your mouth, and just still get taken down? Because you're going to get taken down regardless. And I think you're going to get taken down faster, especially when they realize that you don't have a voice, that you gave your voice up because you were tired of using your voice and you felt like your voice was voiceless. So you decided not to use your voice. And if you look at MAGA, they go for the weak. The weakest of the weak, they're going to go on you first and they're going to pounce on you. Okay. They love to go for the weakest link, just like in the wild. And I think that they possibly got this tactic from the wild because I look at Animal Planet. I love Animal Planet. I don't like to be around them because I don't like the smell, but I do like looking at Animal Planet. And what I've learned is the predator, usually they wait and see the herd. And when a herd goes, they don't get the strongest they don't get the strongest herd of the herds, okay? The buffalo or whatever they're getting. They always get the wink link. Whatever's lacking behind, the weakest one, that is who they're going to get. Okay? And that's just how the predators work in the wild, all the animals. They don't go for the strongest or the ones in the front. They go for the weakest link. The one
Well,
that
this is my
or the one that is by themselves. They're going to get the ones that's by themselves. They're going to get the weakest link, and then they're going to go and get the next weakest link, and that's how they divide it.
well, this is my thing. When I stood in that long ass voters registration line for about 2 hours, and I gave my vote, I spoke my piece, right?
But you know, that's not enough, Miss Harris. You know that we live in a world and a society of war and battles, and we will forever be in wars and battles. Miss Harris, before you were born, this world was full of war and battles. When you die, this
Absolutely.
world will be full of war and battles. It will always be a battle to fight. Even if you win, it's still going to be another battle because the enemies are coming. You can't afford to sit down. You can't afford not to fight. It's always a fight. And that applies not just to this, but in your everyday life. When you get the career that you want, you still going to have to fight. It's still something that you're going to have to fight for. You're going to have the spirit of
Absolutely.
fight. You
But
have the
this is
spirit of
my thing.
determination. You know,
This is
they like to paint Black people as lazy. Let's not make them right.
this is my thing though, Gigi. This man is in his second term. Well, not his second term, but he has returned as the president. He is a convicted felon. He is a liar. And he's going to tell you what he's going to do. And they still let him in office. So if the print is on the paper and he's already said what he's going to do and they let him in anyway, I'm going to stay at home. I'm going to sit this one out because apparently what he has going on is more important than how I feel. I'm not going. I'm good
I
on it.
disagree. I hear what you're saying, but I disagree. Now, when you're talking about the presidential, I was around that time, and honestly, I feel like the mega people, they had so much passion. They had so much, they had a lot of money. They were pushing a lot of campaigns, even maybe lies, but it seemed like they had a lot of fight in them. To me, And I don't want to offend anybody, but I feel like the other side, they were just entitled. They just felt like they had it and they didn't feel like fighting anymore. I felt like they felt like, hey, we are here. No, we can rest. No, you can never rest. You never rest. Never, never, ever, ever, ever. It has never been rest since the beginning of time. What makes you think on your time it's going to be resting? It has never been a resting period in America or in any parts of Europe, of Africa. Shit has always been battles, has always been fights, has always been wars because you always got people that are looking to prey on the weak and take over. It will always be that. As long as humans and mankind rule this earth, it will always be battles.
It's gonna be a battle every day. Every day I open my eyes, I got a battle. Every day I gotta get out here and I gotta go to the salon and open up the doors and get customers in there. It's gonna be a battle. Every day I gotta, make sure my grandkids are okay. It's always gonna be a battle. When I gotta pay the car payment, it's always gonna be a battle. When I wanna have the things that I wanna have, it's gonna be a battle because I gotta get out there and I gotta hustle for it.
Let me
I don't
interrupt
wanna
you.
fight this
Let
battle.
me let
I'm
me
good on it.
interrupt you. All the battles that you are talking about, these are battles that they are fighting for as well, and especially when it goes to the ballots. When you're talking about auto insurance, when you're talking about property taxes. Now, I'm not for, you know, the megas, okay? But I do like the change they're doing in property taxes if they can take property taxes off. I say this that everything that you do, it has a cause and effect with the government. You know, everything that we do, it is a reaction from the laws that's in here. So it affects us whether we want to admit it or not.
Right? You're absolutely
But
right.
sweet great mom said, join them, Gigi. You have their energy. Who would you like me to join? Okay. Who are you talking to me? I mean, what camp are you saying I should join? Let me know. Make it clear. Okay. I love you, sweet great mom. And I just want to let you guys know I love all of you guys out here. Even if I disagree with you on certain topics, I still love, I don't take it personal. I know sometimes you guys will take it personal, and that's unfortunate, that a person have an opinion about something and you want to hate them for it. I'm just not like that. It's a lot of people that have a horrible or say horrible things that I disagree with, but I still find value in them. That's just how, I guess that's how I feel. And I know some people feel like, oh, you should hate that person. They said this or they do things this way. And I really don't hate that person. I may dislike what they said, but I still find value in them, you know? And it reminds me of, religion sometimes, how I was raised up in religion. It's more so I don't hate the person. I might hate the sin that they're doing, but I don't hate the person. And I think that a lot of people, they find that, okay, I hate you, and they have so much hatred because you do this or you said this. But that's not how my heart is. Okay. All right. So I want to continue on. Let's get these likes up, you guys. Feel free to join this conversation by hitting the link up. And I want to continue to hear what this video has to say.
And they choose not to do that. All the bullshit that's going on right now, they should have been called martial and get them motherfuckers out the office. But since they haven't, like people, keep y'all's asses in the house, mind your fucking business, continue to do your line dances, get you even a glass of wine. Matter of fact, get you a shot of tequila, right? And you mind your black ass business because we don't got shit to do with what's going on in this world today. We have already tried to save them. They wasn't going. They betrayed us. So let them motherfuckers stand on the front line. Okay?
Okay, I'm not understanding. I'm sorry. She says that what did she say? She said as if, okay, she voted and that's it. So because she voted and they did not vote the right way, then all of a sudden I'm just want to just hang it up and just quit and just not do anything. I disagree. I think that's the wrong approach. People make mistakes. And clearly, a lot of people have made mistakes and they see that now. I'm all for unity. So I just have a disagreement with her statement, but feel free to come up here and to talk. I want to hear from your side. All right, let's continue on.
Let them stand on the front line because they're not going to slaughter us and our kings and our queens and our babies. That's what the fuck they're not going to do. Okay? So mind your black ass business. Continue to do your line dance. It's senior years. It's senior time. So get the babies ready for senior prom. Do what we gotta do. We're not minding these white folks out here. Let them motherfuckers go on front line because this is what.
All right. So she also talks about mind your business, mind your business. And I hear a lot of black people say mind their business. And I feel like minding your business is it's a disadvantage, because when you look at the others, they mind everybody business and they get intel and they're educated about every group. They know how every group will respond. They know how to monopolize because they're so educated on everyone versus, I'm just going to mind my business. You can mind your business. You still have your day coming. Your number is still going to be up. You can mind your business all day long. And I don't know if you think that minding your business, then that's going to make you safe, or being quiet is going to make you safe. No, if a predator wants you, they're going to come after you, no matter if you mind your business or not. I think the best thing to do if a predator is coming for you is be prepared and have that weapon and have a plan to fight back and take action. Hell, if I have a predator, I think it's best for me to go out there and be the predator. So shit, we're gonna be predator versus predator in this motherfucker. Okay. Okay. But that's just my thinking. I know it's not majority and it's not a lot of you guys believe. And I respect that. All right. So let's continue on.
They voted for. Remember, we didn't vote for this shit. Stay blessed. Keep your eyes on the prize and get your motherfucking popcorn.
If you haven't heard, on April the 5th of 2025, there is supposed to be, from what I'm saying, a worldwide march of people to protest. If you think back or go back to March of 1995, there was this thing, a movement called the Million Man March. Now, this was a movement where 1 million Black men went to Washington to march, to protest. So a lot of people are saying that we are going to kind of sit this one out. And if you don't know why, I'm sorry. But if you do know why, thank you for knowing and hopefully understanding. If we, as a people, go out there in open airs, it's going to be a free-for-all. The police will, I feel like, the police will see that as an attempt to get rid of who or whatever they need to get rid of, and nothing will be done about it. Like nothing has been done about a lot of things that have been happening in the world. So if you see Black people sitting this protest out, please understand that, like, we see you, we praying for y'all, but we're not going to put ourselves in any more situations to further hurt ourselves.
Now, I would say out of all the people, her speech is the most one that hit home for me, or the one I would think about. Out of all, it was hers. And I haven't finished listening to everyone else. And the reason why, because it seems like she's coming from a place where she fears that if Black people get out there, then they will be the target. And she fears that they want to wipe Black people out. That's what it sounds like. So it seemed like she's genuinely scared and fearful of Black people going there, because she feels in her belief that they're going to see color and they're going to try to target the color because they want to get them out. I don't know if I believe that, but that's how she feels. And I can understand from that perspective. All right.
There's more reasons of us sitting the protests out in this period of time. But what I am saying and my thinking and things of that nature are, it's going to be a free for all. And I don't want to give the police another reason to knock anybody else off that they want to knock off. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, concerns, or whatever you like.
All right. So some people in the comment section said that's what we've been saying. But that goes to show you where one person can say it, but a person won't get that message. That's why it's good for many voices to speak, right? Because she can reach me and possibly the rest can't, or I can reach somebody and the other people can't, or vice versa. That's why you have different pastors speaking. Everybody is not going to get the message, and they can be speaking the same word from the same Bible, but different people are going to resonate with different and the messaging, and how they deliver it. How you deliver things, it means a lot. It's powerful, That's why I say everybody has a voice and everybody has to speak up, and you cannot stop fighting. You got to speak. Even these individuals that are speaking, they are fighting. They're fighting to keep Black people from marching April the 5th. That is their fight that they're on. They're using their words to fight, But let's continue on.
Come in the comments. Happy Monday.
Hey family, so on April 5th, I see that there's supposed to be a march mobilizing. Black folk, you sit your butt down. You're not getting out there marching. You understand that? We don't have to march. The battle is not ours, okay? See, our forefathers have planted seeds and seeds, and now it is time for our harvest, okay? So let them march. You understand what I'm saying? April 5th, you do anything and everything else. Do stuff that's going to help build your generational wealth, okay? As I talked to you all before, if you want your own we got to get our own reparations. That means we're going to buy our own land. So if you want something to do on April 5th, go out and drive around in certain areas and see what land is for sale. Hell, I'm a real estate broker. Contact me and I'll let you know. We need, while everybody else is complaining about the administration that many of them voted in, no. While they're doing what they're doing, you do what you got to do. Start buying land. You understand? Start working on your business. Purchase a home if you're renting. Go out there and help other people in our community. But no, April 5th, we're not going to be out there marching. Let them march. Our forefathers marched, so we don't have to. God going to fight this battle. Watch. Guarantee.
People are set to protest on April 5th, and I want to let all Black people know, sit your Black asses down. You're not moving. You're not going nowhere. This is not our fight. Let 1 million of their people go out there and let's see how law enforcement handles them, okay? You all sit your Black asses down. This is not our fight. They had the chance to align themselves with us back in November. They made their choice. They voted for how they wanted to vote for. So let them go and march. Let them go and protest. Let them go and rally. Let them go shed their blood, sweat, and tears. You stay your Black asses inside, okay? Thank you. Oh, sit your Black asses down. This is not our fight. They had the chance to align themselves with. You're not moving. You're not going nowhere. This is not our fight. Let 1 million of their people go out there and let's
Turn off your biometrics. Have a Sharpie to write phone numbers on. Make sure that the people that you are participating with have some sort of bail bond set up. Make sure that people know where you are. Make sure that you have some sort of way to communicate with the people that you're with. These are things that I hope people know already when it comes to protesting, but if you don't, it's important to know the biometrics so that law enforcement can't get into your phone without a passcode that you are not required to give. Sharpies to write phone numbers on in case you're not taking a phone, so that you have a phone number that you can memorize, whether it is a guardian, a parent, a spouse, a partner, a friend, a lawyer, so that you don't lose that number. Communications, so that you can communicate with people that you're with that are in ways, again, not easily accessible. Making sure that You're not alone. I know community can be difficult to build right now, but if you can have somebody with you, have somebody with you, especially for the unknown. And I'm gonna be perfectly frank, white people, this is your time to stand in the gap. This is your time to take the front line. This is your time to not expect Black and brown people to be alongside you. We've been telling you what needs to be done. We've been showing you what needs to be done. Get out there, make it happen.
1 million people are gonna march on April.
I gotta say something. I like her messaging. I know you guys may say she said the same thing. She might have said the same thing, but just her aura. I got it with her more, you know. I connect with certain people. I don't connect with everybody, you know. And how a person says it matters, you know, just everything fucking matters. Everything matters. And nothing is equal. Nobody is created equally. Okay? Nobody. You can say, well, we kept saying it. We said the same way. No, you can, it's impossible to say it the same way because you think you can say it the same way, but other people are going to get it and other people are not going to get it from that one person and may get it from a next. But when she speaks, if I was walking at that door and I heard her speak to me like this, I'll probably sit down. Listening to her. And that's why I guess this video have a collage of voices, you know. But let's continue on.
To be perfectly frank, white people, this is your time to stand in the gap. This is your time to take the front line. This is your time to not expect Black and brown people to be alongside you. We've been telling you what needs to be done. We've been showing you what needs to be done. Get out there, make it happen.
1 million people are going to march on April 5th. Black people sit your too eager to please, ready cape wearing, crashing out over the rollback of policies that never benefited Black people in mass whining, allow anybody to the cookout who can do a black scent or a stiff ass twerk inviting, Stockholm syndrome having ass down. This is not fun.
To stop the DAPL pipeline, veterans showed up en masse. I was one of those veterans. We were tasked with taking the bridge from the sheriff's office because the encampment near the bridge had been cut off to vehicle traffic. And so over 1,000 veterans marched on that bridge in a whiteout snowstorm. Some people didn't even march. They were in wheelchairs. The sheriffs backed down. We took the bridge and darkness started settling in and we went to the encampment. Everybody needed a place to stay because the road was closed, okay? No vehicles could come or go. Emergency vehicles couldn't come. Nobody could come through. Part of the reason was the weather. Part of the reason was I think that it was their way of kettling us kind of in a dangerous situation because temperatures dropped below 30, 40 degrees below zero. I mean, it was very, very fucking cold and nobody could get out. So we were stuck at this camp. So we all started huddling in tents. There were agitators at that protest, and they were inciting violence. They were encouraging violent protests for the next day. And one of the elders kicked the man out of the tent. And it's like dark. There's no way to get out of this encampment. It's very cold. And I was like, man, this guy's going to die. Like, we can't really kick him out. You know what I mean? He's going to perish on April 5th.
Anytime Black people protest, they always come with extra violence. So whether they implement martial law at this protest or not, it's their plan to do so, and they more than likely are going to do so. But whether they do or not, it's best for us to stay home to be safe because this isn't our fight. We did what we were supposed to do November 5th, 2024. And what America is going through right now currently is on the backs of people who do not want to hear us that Project 2025 was real. And these things were not going to just hurt Black people, but they were going to hurt all Americans. But people voted for him anyways because they did not care about all Americans. They just cared about themselves. So a lot of those people who the light bulb has gone off in their heads now are going to protest. We do not need to be outside. In fact, please make sure your children are home. The teenagers, make sure our kids are not being curious because, you know, they like to get curious, want to go down into these places and stuff like that. No, it is our job to save as many of our lives as possible because we know, especially from his last administration, our lives are the last lives that they care about.
Hey, y'all, look, they trying to push our buttons. They are really trying to push our buttons. And quite frankly, yeah, ever since we've been sitting out is down. They've been trying to push our butt to get a response from us, okay? You have April 5th coming up, okay? So I'm gonna need y'all to chill. I'm gonna need y'all to calm down, get you some shit to drink, and we're gonna ride this one out, okay? But listen, let me tell y'all what I mean by them revving up our insides, or trying to rev up our insides, y'all. DEI, affirmative action, releasing Derek Chauvin. I can't breathe. Dismantling Black Lives Matter Plaza. You gonna bring back segregation? Bring that shit on. We ready for that one. Bring it back. Stop the funding for historically Black colleges. Yeah, that part, y'all. But we're gonna sit our ass right here and we're gonna stay resilient.
Suspect is on the loose. I can't believe somebody just knocked at our door and asked us, are we marching in April? I said, what's April? She said, well, you know, hold up, Pooh. Let me tell you this. The only thing I'm worried about is in April, who cooking what? Who's bringing the potato salad over to my auntie house? Who is grilling? Because y'all already know it's going to be hot. It's going to be warm for Easter. That's the only thing I got going on in April. I'm just saying April showers bring May flowers. Other than that, that stuff that you're talking about, Pooh, that is not our battle. I already marched in November. I already know where me and my family stand. Get off my porch. That's what I wanted to say. But I was nice. I was respectful. Okay, neighbor, that's your battle. It's not ours. Because the only thing I'm doing is about to run over here and grab my fan. Because I'm tell y'all better try to figure out, hey, that's what I should have told her. Only thing y'all should be focusing on in April, coming up with y'all line dancing and coming up with the rules and the do's and the don'ts of y'all family cookouts. Spring break is coming. That's the only thing we focusing on. Other than that, enjoy y'all season.
April 5th, I have some thoughts, and it's probably not the thought that you want to hear, but I'm going to ask you to listen to it anyways. A lot of what I see from white people is they feel upset because Black and brown people are not wanting to go to the protest. And from what I see, the white people are really saying that them choosing to do so is divisive. Here's the thing, is that it's not actually divisive. What you're feeling is fear. And it's that fear that on April 5th, you will not have the bodies of Black and brown people to lay their lives down on the front line for you. You're not going to have Black and brown bodies to hide behind. You are being asked to step up. As white people, we have not only been conditioned, but we have gotten so used to having Black and brown people fight for our freedoms that we have become entitled to it and we expect it. They are always the ones on the front line. We're usually behind them. And that entitlement is something that we really need to unlearn. We need to learn how to stand up, not just for our rights, but for theirs as well. Because our lives really aren't on the line. You know, if you look at past protests that have happened, it's really Black and brown people who are the ones who are arrested, who are the ones who are more likely to be unalived. They are way more aggressive towards them than they are to white people. Even in the media, they make it all about Black and brown people and how destructive and aggressive they are, instead of the fact that they are just fighting for the basic human rights for everybody. And this entitlement, this fear has become ingrained inside of our white bodies, inside of our nervous systems, and inside of our energetic systems. And it is our duty to unlearn it, because really we should be the ones shielding them, because we're not in the line of danger as much as they are. And the last thing I'll leave with you is that systemic oppression is a white people problem, because our ancestors are the ones who created this mess, and our white butts are the ones who continue to uphold it, which means it is our mess to undo.
All right. And I like her messaging as well. I get it. All right. So, Coffee, I'm going to bring you back up here. I'm glad that you came back. What you doing?
Yes, ma'am. I am so sorry. I get so nervous talking in front of folks. So I hurry up and left, and then I went back and I was listening to the video, and I was like, "Oh, she wanted to continue to talk." So I'm sorry.
Yeah, I sure did. Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Gigi, if you're gonna go, I just say be careful. But I just don't want my people out there. Miss Gigi, Black people, we are one of the most caring groups of people. You know why? Because we're always at the bottom. So we resonate with everybody. We accept everybody. We fight for everybody. Tired of that. I want people to fight for us for a change. I want us to fight for us for a change. And so that's why I'm saying that I'm not going. I'm not. It have nothing to do with fear. I'm a Black woman in America that raised 3 boys. And it ain't it about being scared. It's just about, I think God is just showing us now that it's time for us to start building our own America here in the land that our ancestors built. And I think that's where we should go now. So
How is that going to happen when you're saying the big monster don't even allow you to protest? So if he doesn't
mhm.
allow you to protest, you damn sure know he's not going to allow you to build wealth and to be happy.
Well, that's a good question. And so I guess let me think on that for a minute. For me, I think as far as the white supremacy piece or the systematic racism that we've always faced now, I think that we have more ways now to communicate, you know, to where we're not on social media. We can do things through Zoom calls and all these different platforms that will allow us to meet. Kind of
Well,
like our new
even with
age,
because
ma'am.
even with that hot coffee, because you're so based on color and you're so based on you're Black, then you're inside with us,
Yeah.
then it's so easy for them to get one of theirs because majority of Black men, they like Trump and Elon Musk, and they
Hmm.
have no problem pretending to be one of you because all it takes is just for you to have the color of Black, and you're going to welcome them with open arms, and everything is going to crumble because they're going to tell and report everything. They're going to have spies everywhere.
Potentially, if they know, that may take a minute or two for
I know
them to
that
know.
because you're going to accept everybody that's Black.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true. That is true. But at the end of the day, we still can't let that stop us. Because, see, remember when we were stolen from Africa, our very own turned against us and we were sold by some of our own. So we know that there's going to be a Judas, in the midst, but we can't let that stop us. That has nothing to do with being out on the streets, though, walking in the midst of them, because we know that we are the target all the time. We know that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that we don't. Um, as far as what we're marching for, I do understand, and it breaks my heart to know that, because I have a grandmother, I have a dad that gets SSI. They're trying to mess with their Social Security. I understand that kids, the education, the Department of Education is being dismantled, or they're trying to do that.
Hot coffee,
Hmm.
everything they touch it.
Hmm.
That's why it's called hands off. So it's not about one group. It's not about nothing like that. It's just about everything. They want to deconstruct what America is now, and they want to rebuild it in their own image.
So
Okay. So,
that's what we need to do.
but you can't in America. That's not going to happen.
We have to start it here. Now that I don't agree with. We
So
need to start it here.
I'm going to allow that to happen.
But you think that it's going to happen with us going out fighting for their causes that we've always fought for? Because remember, they're also taking away or attempting to take away civil rights, which MLK, along with white allies, marched for. And this guy is coming in with the stroke of a Sharpie marker putting executive orders out there. I mean, they're being battled out in court, but at the end of the day, it's still being attacked. So
Right.
I don't think that, like I said, my thing is, I don't think that we need to be out in the streets at all April 5th. I think that what we need to do is start building our own wealth. And if we can't do that here in America, where are we going to do it? So we have to try that route.
I'm
And
not sure about that. I know that's your dream, and some people have that dream.
yeah.
Not necessarily mine, but I
Mhm.
will tell you because you did ask.
Yeah.
So, what go when we go out there and protest? What would that do? It will cease to try to stop and send signals to the whole world that America is not with Elon Musk and Trump. It will send signals, and hopefully it will cause a pause. So
Mhm.
judges, they have to see this. Judges, they're going to see this, and maybe they're going to feel like, hey, I'm not going to take Elon Musk bribery. Everything that happens on social media, it matters. Everything
Mhm.
matters. What people see matters. This is
Mhm.
how a lot of things goes. Okay, so you have the governor or you have the mayor. When people are outraged, okay, in their city, town, or country, the mayor and governor, they have to do something about it because they want to get reelected. So they see, okay, well, we want you guys to take off this person because they took out all these people. People are upset about it. So the mayor
Mhm.
and the governor, they're going to want to please the people because they are speaking out and they want to get reelected. So
Mhm.
they're gonna do something, but it was because those people speaking out. It was because of the protests. Protests and speaking out, it does matter. It does change because the mayors and everybody is taking effect. I mean,
Mhm.
before Trump got elected, it was a lot of the people that's going to protest now,
Mhm.
they were okay with Trump getting in because they thought that Trump was going to do other things. They didn't think that Trump was going to do what he's doing now. They felt bamboozled. They felt like Trump has lied to them. Even though, people say, well, we told you. Yeah, you told them, but they were so upset because we had the Covina here, and that hit a lot of people, and people were just going based on emotion. We're in a recession right now, I would say, and things are going up. Inflation is out the roof, and people
Mhm.
want that to go down, but they don't understand that it's because of that Covina, and everybody is in inflation, just not America. But sometimes Americans, they're very entitled, they're very spoiled, and it's like, I want what I want when I want when I want. So if you don't give me
Mhm.
what I want right now, I'm going to vote for the other person. I don't give a fuck because he said he's going to change. So if he's going to change it, then he's going to change it. So I'm going to vote for him because everything is high and we're dealing with it. And it's like, it doesn't matter because Americans have a reputation of being self-entitled and spoiled brats. So, they get this guy in and he does the unthinkable. They realize their mistakes now. So now they want to speak out. I always
Mhm.
believe that your voice, it changes a lot. I know people on social media, when I look on their videos, they inspire so many people. Now they can have the mindset, well, I'm not going to get on social media. I ain't going to say nothing because it ain't going to do nothing. It ain't going
Mhm.
to, you can have that negative mindset,
Mhm.
it does you no good. It does you no good. It does no favors for you. So I do believe in the power of tongue. I believe the power of protest.
Yeah. I just don't want us to get out there. I'm definitely not going to do it, but I do believe that one thing you said though, you said that the people that voted for him, they didn't know that he was going to do it. He told them. But what it is that they thought it was only going to affect blacks and Hispanics. You see, they didn't realize that, and they never probably, I'm not going to say never because I don't know what those folks did, but I didn't read all the 900 page and some pages of Project 2025, but I started skimming through it. right? And I'm like, oh my God, what in the world? Throughout his whole campaign, oh no, I don't even know anything about it. I mean, he just lies. If his mouth is moving, he's lying. And but they thought, right, because it's white privilege here in America, it's only going to affect Blacks and Hispanics. And then overwhelmingly, Hispanic men voted for this guy. And now this guy is trying to put your abuela and your, hermano out of the country illegally. These people aren't even getting due process. So I just want to take care of my people. I am not racist. I am not a divisive person. When I voted for Kamala, I voted for everybody. I voted for gays. I voted for women. I voted for white women. I voted for everybody because that lady was for everybody. I knew this man. I went through his first administration. So I already knew what he was about. He's divisive. Someone on this lady was on The View. God, I can't think of her name, but she called him the coin operated president. And I thought that was just the best description of Donald Trump. You put some money in him, he'll do whatever you ask. Because that's what he's about, right? So at this point now, I'm just sick and tired of our people not having our own communities. I'm down in Texas, right? So I can go to different parts of the city that I live in and I can see, the Asian community. I can see where the Hispanics are really building up, doing great. I can't always find it with my people. We've been here the longest. There is no reason why we shouldn't be further ahead. We know why we're not. But now it's while they're over there fighting and he's doing all this craziness, this is our time to do what we need to do. And that is to pivot and build our own communities. And then guess what? When if something like this was to happen again, which, hopefully with Wisconsin, I think Florida, they lost, but Wisconsin, they did win a Democrat there, that Democratic judge. But once we get through this, God say the same, I'm sure that, I want to be at a point with Blacks where, okay, if that's how they want to do, that's fine. This is still our land. We're natural born citizens. So you just can't grab us off the street and throw us out of the country. We're here. This is no more of your country than it is ours. This is our country. So you can take your DEI, which did not benefit us as much as it did the white ladies, right? So although we want to say, it's not just about race. America was built on racism. So how is it not about race? So I'm not playing those games with people
I want
anymore.
to interrupt you.
Yes, ma'am. No, go ahead.
But I would love to go back and forth with you on some things. Now, going back to DEI, you
Yes,
say
ma'am.
that majority, the percentage, and it's majority white women,
That benefited. Yeah.
right? But it's more white women than Black women. So of course it's going to be majority as far as the percentage goes. That's just logics because Black people only represent 13% of,
Mm-hmm.
of America. So of course it's going to benefit the one that have the bigger group. That's just logic.
Well, let me say it this
But
way.
it benefited some Black people. I'm okay if it benefited one Black person. It
Me
benefited
too.
someone, okay?
Yeah.
Versus not at all. And I hear it was another point I wanted to say too. Talking. Now you're saying that, America, they can't do anything to Black people because, we're here. This is our land. I disagree with that
No,
statement.
they can, but they just can't snatch us up off the street like they do, like they are doing with the Latinos, is what I'm saying. DEI is not the
I
only
think,
thing.
got it.
Mhm.
I think they'll possibly try to snatch them up in a different way. I know
Yes.
Trump was talking about death penalty for drug dealers. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's another thing,
Stop and frisk.
it's
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Mm-hmm.
it's a Black men have a reputation,
Mm-hmm.
selling that stuff. So if he push the death penalty for all drug dealers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's a way they can take, and get away with it.
Take lives. Yeah.
And of course they can lie. I mean, who's gonna stop them if they say,
Mm-hmm.
I got 5 black thugs here and they're always selling such and such. I'm
Mm-hmm.
a death penalty. Who is going to challenge it? I mean, he's going to have so you guys are so fearful and you ain't going to protest because we already know you're scared to protest. So ain't nobody going to challenge it. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if it's a will, it's a way. I mean, if he is very emboldened and nobody's going to protest him and he's going to do what he want to do, I mean, nothing can stop him. He can rewrite history. He can lie. He can control the media. He can be a
And
dictator.
he's doing all those things now.
That's what
So
dictators do. So don't get so comfortable. Well, he can't just take black people out like he did. Yes, he can. If
no, he cannot take us out like he's doing immigrants, but I'm not saying there's not a way for him not to be able to come after us because obviously he's already talked about stop and frisk. So I'm not saying that at all.
yeah, but I
Um,
can. I think he can do it. I think all he got to do is shut these social medias down, pay them off so they can all sing his songs, and you won't know nothing. All you know is what's going on in the hood, but then you're not prepared, you're not organized, and then
exactly. So that's why we need to
a
get
lot of black
organized.
men don't even
Mhm.
want to be with the black community. The black community is shattered. When you go on social media, you
And
always
that's why we need to make changes.
they
That's
always
why we need to make
fighting.
changes
There's
though.
always arguing and fighting with the black people. When you
Hmm.
go to reality shows, they pay black people to fight amongst each other and take each other
Yeah.
out. You hear the news. So I mean, in order for that to happen, it has to that's going to take a miracle. You're going to need a Hail Mary, okay?
I
Because
think that it also just takes
a lot,
working on it.
of black men, they already sided with Trump and Elon Musk, and they like it there, okay? And they not want to give up their white women. They want to be with white women. So
We
that's
may not win them all, but I do know that 92% of Black women voted for Kamala Harris. So we may not be able to win them all, but we definitely need to come together as a people. And there is no convincing me that we cannot do that ever. There's no convincing me of that. We have a good leader and someone that really is and does have a heart
a
for
leader.
our people
Who
and
is the
not just grifting off of blacks, because you have a lot of blacks that although they're black, they're grifting off their own kind. As long as we don't have that kind of leader, we'll be fine. So 92% of black women voted for Kamala. So we knew better. So
leader?
there's no convincing me that we as black people can't come together. You'll never convince me of that, Miss Gigi, ever.
I'm not trying to convince you. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't see it. I think you need a Hail Mary. I'm not trying to
Mhm.
sway you. I
I
just want
hear you.
to sway me to believe differently. But who is the black people leader?
That's a great question. That is a great question. I don't know how to, because I know MLK was that for my parents, my grandparents. In this age, I was talking about this with my dad. I don't know. I don't know. But I think having more conversations like this, open and honest with difference of opinions, because I love that you have yours and you allow others to have theirs. I love that. I think that this will start us when we're out in the real world and we're walking past each other just to make eye contact with one another and speak. We've got to start these conversations and we've got to start um, meetings, talking to one another, have our own town halls, even if it's just two people. And we have to build it little by little. Racism did a lot of division. It caused a lot of division and hurt with us. But the one thing that I think that Black people have to understand is that as long as we're Black in America, we're going to have to stick together. We're going to have to. And I think that's what this situation here is going to show us.
I disagree. I think that I think I know what you want it to happen, but I don't think it ever will happen that way. And I will explain it. But eye to eye says we have leaders that just need to speak up. I disagree eye to eye. Leaders is going to make it known. This is the time. Any and everybody can be popular. So if you are a leader, you should have a following. Hell, you got Marvin, what's his name? Marvin Sapp. He had all those people come there and lock them damn doors. Okay. Listen, if you are a leader, it will show. You know why? Because people follow what? Leaders.
I too. I will ask
If
him. Ask
you
your
have
guess.
these leaders that you talk about, clearly they don't have a following, so they're not a leader.
So who is he saying should be the leader?
No, he just said they got a lot of them. I don't pay that person any mind because I think they're just talking because they're in their feelings. But a leader is known because of the following. Okay.
Yeah, but somebody has to start it, Gigi, and I think that's what it is. You have to understand, and I'm sure you do. I don't know if you're from America. I'm not sure. You sound American to me, but our history is so divisive, and yeah, we notice toe the lines on certain things because of them being able to come after us and do things to us. So we know better. We were the strange fruit hanging from the tree, right? So I would love to know who he's saying is our. Ah, okay, okay.
This is another person. They said
I
Jasmine.
do see that, but she said Jasmine
I
Crockett.
I don't. I think that she is great, but a leader. I listen, you can call me negative, and maybe y'all can change my mind, but I don't see a lot of black men following a black woman in this time, especially when it's a lot of gender wars that are going on in the black community. I don't see black men getting behind black women like that. But I could be wrong. But
I bet after this administration,
Jasmine
they
Crockett,
will.
no, because I already told you a lot of black men, they like Trump and Elon Musk. They like that power. They like that masculine energy. So they're not
But
budging.
black men didn't overwhelmingly vote for him, though. It was Hispanic men. 78%, I think, or 80% of black men voted for Kamala.
That may be
So
true, but I'm talking about the voices, the leaders. Where
no, I
are the black men leaders that are speaking up against Trump? Where are the black men leaders? Now I know one guy, his name is Booker.
Cory Booker.
Cory Booker. That's
Yeah,
one because recently he was on the floor, for 24
that was
hours.
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot
Mhm.
of people they said they had an issue with that, but he stood up on something at least. But it's not many Cory Bookers, especially when it comes down to regular people. I mean, we have Dr. Umar, you got a lot of comedians, they have
Absolutely not.
a lot of black celebrity
The
men
grifter.
have huge followings, but they're not speaking up. They're not
Yeah,
they're
not yet. And and no disrespect to you, because I think it's easier for us to kind of, how do I say this, Miss Gigi? Because I don't want to offend anybody. Well, let me approach this. Let me say this to you, because you said that there's not a lot of black men that will follow black women overwhelmingly, and this is what my comment meant, is that 80% of black men voted for Kamala, who would have been their leader. So I disagree that black men will not vote or follow a woman. In our households, as we know, single mothers head the household. So, and they're raising male children. I was one of those, and I have 3 sons who are great sons and who are productive young men. So I disagree that
got
black men will not
it.
follow
And
black
that's
women, but
fair.
I know there's some.
That's fair to disagree because of that,
Yeah.
but I challenge that because
Okay.
how many percentage of black men did not vote versus the
Well,
ones that did?
if it's 80%,
That's 80% of the people that voted.
voted.
But
Yeah.
though, how many percentage of black men that set out that did not vote versus
Yeah.
the few that did?
Did. But again, that's still a significant number because she wasn't too far behind in the polls with Trump.
I got to see the numbers. I
Yes,
gotta see
ma'am.
the numbers. I can't just go by percentage because you can have 10 black men that voted, and
Mm-hmm.
8 of them voted for Miss Harris. But
Well,
those
not, yeah, because there
hold
were
on,
millions
wait,
of
wait,
votes. So it's
wait, let me
definitely more
finish.
than
Let
that.
me finish. Let me finish so you can see my point. When
Sure.
you have 50 black men that sat out that did not vote. So that doesn't mean that just because I took that 80% that did voted for Miss Harris, that
Yeah.
majority of black men voted for Miss Harris when you have X amount of black men that did not vote at all. So I have to see the numbers, everything. I just can't take it from that. And I want to
Yeah.
know exactly
Yeah.
what's going on because I'm like, don't bamboozle me.
Well, we know it was a pretty significant number because we had millions. Her votes were in the millions, obviously. So we know that wasn't the case. So
Well, that's
80%
good.
of them.
That's good.
Oh,
But
go ahead.
that's
Mhm.
good. But do we see that reflection on in the real, like on social media?
I haven't really seen too much lately about anything other than what he's doing. But no, and I'm not in disagreement with you in regards to, I do know that some black men did follow him because they like that machismo. But again, the numbers, didn't lie, and overwhelmingly Latin men voted for him. So, and then good Lord, look at what he's doing to their families. So I just, again, and I'm gonna make this point and then I'm gonna jump off, but I just want our Black people to come together. I am tired of us chasing crumbs. I want us to build our own communities. That can definitely happen. Um, you bring up a good question. I think that it is something for your listeners or your followers to even think about and maybe start talking if they have platforms. Who would be a good leader? Who would be a good leader? Because we need someone that can kind of have us check in, because we'll get all twisted up in our disagreements and not stay on course. And one other thing that I did agree with, as far as how the Republicans operate differently from the Democrats, is that they have one agenda, and no matter what, they stick to that one agenda. And as Black people, our agenda needs to be, we are coming together, we are sticking together to build wealth, not just now, but for the generations, and just have our own, because that is where we are now. And I think that's the veil that God is lifting up. And I'm hoping eventually that's what we start seeing.
Got it. So
So
with that being said, okay, Black America, 13%. So you want the 13% just focus on the think 13% based on being Black in America. Now, are you talking about, are the Africans included with your beliefs or your theory,
I'm
or
speaking of Black
they are
Americans,
not
Black Americans.
not
Mhm.
Africans, not Haiti, nobody
Black
else,
Americans. Yes, ma'am. Black Americans. Yeah.
okay. So that 13%, you want them to go against the rest.
Not go against, but I want us to come together. And if we can help, of course, we're going to help folks that look like us, but Black Americans need our own. How do we help when we don't even have our own?
Got it. But you do realize that you having that agenda,
Okay.
people of the other, they will take that message as divisive because
That's
you
okay.
want
That's okay.
America, you want their tax dollars to benefit you,
Whose tax dollars?
their tax dollars.
Who's there?
The okay, 100 minus 13. What's the percentage that? I don't know. But
100 minus 13 is 87.
87 to 87%.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're saying who? Who is there? Their tax dollars.
The 87%.
So if I'm working and my people are putting into the pot, my people are putting into the pot, because most of us are working individuals.
Got
Not now, we do have entrepreneurs, but most of us are working people. So if we're working people and we're putting into an account or a pot for our to build our communities, that's coming from my money and their money that they're working for. So maybe I'm not understanding your question or your comment. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you say you want to build, I guess, Black communities. So
Absolutely.
you want
Like we
any
used to have.
you want
Mhm.
any funding from the government?
See, that's the thing. With us, we always think that we got to go to government funding. Like, why do and this is where I kind of get kind of off kilter with us, because we don't always need government funding. We work, right? So if we're working just like you're doing right now, you're working, you may be potentially earning money from this situation. You're putting your hard-earned money into a pot. So that's not their money, that's your money. And your money is your power, and you're deciding with your power that you're going to build your Black community.
Got it. So if you don't need government and government is taken out, so what's stopping you from doing it now?
Well, I need more than just my little income. Is that what you're saying? I may not be understanding what you're
Yeah, that's
saying.
what I'm saying. What's stopping you? Because I'm thinking that you want the government to come in and to do something for a certain group of individuals. So if you
No, I'm saying for us to do it
then
individually.
I mean, but isn't there already groups like ADOS I hear that, and I don't know what ADOS want, but I'm sure it's groups that's trying to build, and they're just looking out for, Black Americans. Isn't
I,
that already out there going on different
I
places?
haven't seen anything. No, ma'am. But who did you mention? Uh-huh.
No, I say ADOS. Are you familiar with ADOS?
No, I'm not. No. Uh-uh.
ADOS, and I don't know too much about them either, but
Okay.
they're a group that only want to look out, I believe. I'm not sure because I'm not
Okay.
part of them.
Yes, ma'am.
But I believe the African descendants of American,
Okay.
they want, I guess, benefits towards them only. I would say look it up because I
Okay.
don't want to give misinformation about a group
Yes, ma'am.
I only
I will.
know a little bit about, but I don't know for sure. I don't want to misstep.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. And it's ADOS?
ADOS. How many of you guys have heard of ADOS? Press one if you guys heard of ADOS. Press two if you have not heard of ADOS. I believe it's let me look it up here. See if I can bring it on the screen.
Okay.
Let's see. ADOS. I've seen a few YouTubers talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
I Ooh, I didn't spell it wrong. Okay. Black
Oh, ADOS is NAACP 2.0. Okay.
uh
Okay.
American descendant of slavery. Yeah, I put that, but then when I first type it in, it says something about autistic. So I guess Google does not recognize that, but then I had to put it in. I put Black, and then that's when it comes up. The American descendant of slaves. Found it's
Reparation.
you see it up there. It's a grassroots
Yes, ma'am. I see that.
okay, so
American descendants of slavery. Okay. I'll look into it.
something that you would be a part of, right?
Well, maybe. Well, I need to see what they're about first, because I'm
What
not asking for government handouts.
what
And now I see why you were thinking of that. I'm saying literally grassroots efforts that Black people start doing this. Right. That's what I'm saying.
coffee, hot coffee. Um, Jay Henry, he's a supporter, and you guys have the same thought process.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you believe in, he believes in too. I
Oh,
honestly think that you guys need to come together, create up a YouTube channel, create up a community of
yes, ma'am.
people that like-mindedness that you guys can really come together and form something beautiful.
Okay. I
Mhm.
see what you did there. Uh-huh. I knew that title was catchy for a reason. Okay.
Okay, here's Jay Henry. How's it going, Jay Henry?
What's up, GG with the T? How you doing, love?
Good. I was just telling her about you because how she feels, it mirrors your feelings.
I was listening. Absolutely. We do share some same thoughts, similar thoughts. Yes.
Okay.
To
What's your thoughts, Henry? Jay Henry.
to expound a little bit more, I was like you, stone cold, like, well, typical black. Stone cold, like Democrat, I need to vote this, that, and the third. Mine started with basically researching my family's history
Mm-hmm.
and researching the first black community in where I'm from in North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and learning how in the 50s the Democrat Party and restructure their entire neighborhood to all the black businesses were gone, doctors' offices, lawyers' offices,
Right.
and
Yes.
we lost so much because we were we've been supporting a party to our demise.
Mm-hmm.
And every year, I mean, every 4 years, it's like a routine cycle. We vote a
Right.
specific way, we don't get anything. And we just had a black woman as a VP 4 years for 4 years, but they kept funneling money across seas, and they tell us, well, we don't have money here to give out, but you can send money across seas. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's really why speaking as a black man, and I'm a gay black man, but I'm a man. But so speaking as a black man, I think that's what resonated with Trump, with black men, was
Mm-hmm.
how can you say we don't have money to support anybody, Americans? Mind you, he ain't saying white Americans, he ain't saying black, he's saying Americans, but you can send money to these countries in the billions of dollars, but you say we don't have money. And then when they first got in office, there was unfortunately Asian, I don't know what you can say on here, but things done to women in the Asian community. They
Right.
went in and wrote a bill like, bam, let's get money funneled to the Asian community. So it's like, how can you say that you support us and you cry for our vote every 4 years, but we don't see the benefit from
Mm-hmm.
it? Now, if people actually look at the history of a whole lot of stuff, and we talk about this being our land, which is true, Donald Trump has said the Indians that you see ain't the real Indians. He done said it out of his mouth. He's on video saying that. He also talks about the Constitution with all the immigration stuff, with that amendment. I think it's the 14th Amendment, I think, where it talks about, birthright citizen is to the descendants of slaves. Who were the descendants of slaves? It ain't nobody being shipped over here from any other country. Our people was busting their backs. And
Mm-hmm.
our people weren't the only one, to be honest, that were slaves. So if we talk about reparations, we got to talk about who reparations are really owed to. And it ain't just people that was melanated, because we own slaves too.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on, Jay Henry. I was pretty much saying that. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I was pretty much saying how you were saying before that you want, I guess, black banks, black neighborhoods, you want black
Right.
be their own, group.
We did a lot. Yes, we did a lot better when we had our own black banks. We had our own black bus lines. I mean, we got black doctors
Do
now.
you want that today, Jay Henry? Is
We
that what
wanted
you
to,
want?
right.
I think it would be better for us today, yes. And simply because we've been part of a system since the 1920s that has not benefited us. All of us have birth certificates. All of us have social security cards. This is part of their system that they forced us to join, and it
Mm-hmm.
hasn't benefited us. Then we talk about, we have groups like ADOS, wonderful group. We have groups like this, but we're still paying for handouts from these same people that oppress us.
Right. Well,
Right.
Jay Henry, let me ask you that. Did you vote for Miss Harris?
Absolutely, positively not, because I know what she did to black people
Ah,
before she
no,
ran for VP.
Lord, we can't get black people together for nothing. Because
No, I'm with. No, let me hold on,
hold
GG.
on,
I'm
wait,
with our people.
Jay Henry, wait, Jay
Go
Henry.
ahead.
Let me explain myself.
Go ahead, love.
Only bring you guys together because of the similarity. You guys want the own black, banks and black, all that. I don't want that, but that's what you guys want. That's fine. That's it. But I think um I think Hot Coffee voted for Miss Harris, if I'm not mistaken, and you didn't.
I did.
So
Yeah.
y'all, I don't think
But why did you not vote for? Did you vote at all, Jay Henry?
you
I did.
sound
You
like
I
did,
did.
and you voted for Trump.
Yes, ma'am.
You did, and why did you vote for Trump? Being a gay man. knowing how he feels about LBGTQ?
Okay, absolutely. Well, my first identity is a black man. People look at me as
Amen to
black
that.
first. They don't
Right.
look at my what I do in my bedroom. One, two, I voted for him um, mainly because the America First agenda.
Okay.
Again, we sit money under them to all of these places. Also, I was a public school teacher before.
Okay.
Our kids are leaving high school with less than a fourth grade reading level, but we were pushing LGBTQ ideology in the school, which kids can do what they want to if their parents allow. I was a child, I had to go through it myself. I'm
Okay.
comfortable who I am today. I don't have no issues. As a grown man, I feel people can make their own decisions as a grown person.
Right.
However, when our education system is the lowest in the world, our kids are basically dumb. And we telling them, hey, you can identify whatever you want to. I wasn't with that.
Okay.
And then also knowing the history of ABs in our country against black people, and it was basically founded on racism. I wasn't with that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
her agenda said I was going to benefit black people. She said herself, I ain't gonna do nothing just for black people. And then they, as an American as a whole, she wasn't going to benefit us. So
God.
And
Well,
so
yeah,
even
Rara said it's a mismatch. It sure is. Sorry, this ain't gonna work. Okay.
see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I can have open conversation, but
No,
people say,
no, it's
I
okay.
don't have any problems with anything that he said because those are his beliefs. So I don't, no, 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 no. You must be speaking for you because I
Yeah,
have no
absolutely.
problems with
let
what he said. That's how he feels. I
right.
don't agree with
I,
everything.
I
Yeah.
get it. Hold on, hot coffee. Let me explain why this
Yeah.
is a mismatch. Okay, because of my perception. My perception is that I thought Jay Henry and yours would align. It does not.
No.
If I was trying to get you guys married, it would not be a good partnership. Do you understand? So I'm not saying it's just my perception, my judgment. It was off. That's
Yeah.
Gigi.
Jay Henry,
my
honey, you just
You
fine. I'm listening. I have LBGTQ that didn't vote, that did vote, that did not vote for him. So that's no, that's no issue. But how
and
do you
that's
feel
my
now that he's in office? Like, what are your thoughts now that he's in office and you see what he's doing and how he's targeting? How do you feel now? Do you feel like you made the right decision in voting for him?
well, because I listened to both candidates and I followed him since 2020. He said he was going to do this on the campaign trail. So I
Mm-hmm.
have no issues with what he's doing. Like people saying with the tariff stuff, we've been
Okay.
charged tariffs as a nation for years. Canada, one of them, they charge us over 200% tariffs for some of our products. So it's like people been getting us. I was gonna say something inappropriate. People been getting us, and it's like, man, ain't nobody here like prospering. Why are we
Mm-hmm.
sending money across seas, or why is it benefiting off the back of Americans? And we can say, white, black, this at the end of the day, we all living in on this land. Ain't nobody trying to get off, ain't nobody trying to leave. People still trying to come over here and they mad they getting put off. So it's over here that people want that honestly we ain't getting. Immigrants
Mm-hmm.
get it. Black folks don't.
And why do you think that is?
Well, black is never was never our ethnicity in the first place. We are indigenous to this land. So
Okay.
because the US government don't recognize us as indigenous, they have titled us as black. They not going to
Okay.
give us anything. That's not an ethnicity group. What nation is
And
called
that's okay, but I'm sorry, I don't want to derail you. No, why do you think that now um, we're not getting our just due? Why do you think that? Because you said black folks don't get along, like basically we're not connecting. Why is that though?
well, again, black is not an ethnicity
Indigenous, yeah,
group.
that aside, why do you think we're not coming together? That's what I'm asking. Just that part.
Why we're not
Yeah.
coming together?
Yeah.
Well, they use like these little tactics against us. I think somebody made the comment that Trump is in control of the media. If he was, would they be speaking negative about this dude every day? Like Come on now. So it's like we're not giving both sides equally. It's told you in the media, in the news, black folks oppressed. Don't accept it. Don't even listen to this side. On the flip side, if you do listen to this side, ain't nobody gonna listen to you. They're gonna shut you down. You are Uncle Tom XYZ blah 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 blah. So
So
at the end of the day, black people don't listen to one another. We rather listen to somebody that don't look like us tell us
okay,
about us than
okay.
somebody that does look like us. If that makes sense.
It does. So what do you think would take for us as a Black American people to listen to somebody that looked like us? What would that take potentially?
I, I don't know. We need more people like you and Gigi that just sit and listen. I honestly I don't know. I don't know.
Mhm.
I want to say shout out to Goddess girl. Where you been at, child? She used to be around here when I used to do certain commentary. All right, let's bring Think Tank and Galish. Girl, where you go? You just dropped out. I was gonna bring you back up. But Think Tank,
Hold on. Somebody said in a comment, Gigi, that I got a white or Latino lover. Don't prefer either one of those. My lover is actually nice and chocolate, and he is a Trump supporter too. Just FYI, but he from Florida. But no. I don't prefer white or Latino men. I like brothers only.
okay, Think Tank. Think
I,
Tank.
I I wanted to go with the gentleman's math. He said something about 1920s. Can you repeat what you meant by that?
Sure, the 1920s when the Federal Reserve System was started.
But you said something about black progress, right?
I said the 1950s is when they came in and they destroyed our neighborhoods with Reconstruction,
Okay, so the
urban
1950s.
redevelopment.
Okay, so it's 2025. What happened 50 years ago?
You tell me, because we still in the projects. That's what we have been, a project,
What kind of project?
a social experiment. We are our black men taking out the homes. We were put in projects. We don't have our businesses and stuff like we used to,
Well,
and
hold
we
on, I'm
don't.
gonna say about that. My family don't live in the projects, and my
I
family.
didn't say your family lived in the projects,
Neither
but
do I.
That's not all for black because my family
Right.
have the black fathers in their home. They
well,
have husbands, and
and
they're all.
you were in Detroit, so I don't know what's happening there. I said from my neighborhood where I'm from,
Okay.
Greensboro,
I'm just saying
North
that's
Carolina.
not all blacks. But go ahead.
Like
Go ahead.
where I'm
So,
from again, they came in and built projects where black neighborhoods were and took our neighborhoods, and unfortunately, it hasn't benefited us.
so you saying you came from the South then, right?
I was born and raised in the South, absolutely.
Okay, so your house, you didn't live in the where the South migrated to the North to get away from the South, right?
No, because my parents, I mean, my fifth generation grandfather actually was a black man and owned his own farm and
How to
had
get
black
that
and
far?
white.
How to get that
Black
far?
and well, we from North Carolina, baby. We indigenous to North Carolina.
Static,
So
baby, static. You got static.
that was his land.
How he
We
get
from
land
North-
if he's
we
black?
from we're from North Carolina. We are indigenous. My great grandfather was Tuscarora.
So no white man took his land,
The white man did take his land through taxes.
and so he became a sharecropper.
He lost
Let's
his
go with
land.
it,
He
baby. Let's go with the history, and then we'll fast forward to
so what?
2025.
Let's get the lights out. There's some good conversation, bro.
Absolutely.
Get the
Come
lights out.
on, let's
I
go with
can't
it. He
like,
took.
but I
Jay
will.
Henry. Jay Henry.
I gave you some light.
Jay Henry,
No,
tell
keep
you
up with
American
it, baby.
people.
Come on with your
Wait,
white
wait.
man gave the
Jay
black
Henry.
person Indian some
Wait.
land.
Jay
I
Henry.
never said white people gave black men Indian land. We
Uh-oh.
had our lands first. They took it from
Hold
us.
on, guys. Let Miss
The
Gigi say
audio.
something. She's trying to
Your
say
audio.
something.
I was trying. Jay Henry, can you please tell the mega people to fix your audio? Okay. The audio.
Not the maggot people to fix my audio.
The MAGA people.
You know them your people. Come on.
Miss Gigi something else, honey.
So your example of projects, housing projects, and all that is the great migration of people getting away from your captives, and your family stayed down there because they became sharecroppers after the white
What
man
not,
sold their land and gave it back?
you're not listening to me, sugar. Because
I'm
I
not
said
your
my people
sugar.
did. My
We're
people
gonna go
are
there. We'll start having names. Okay, I'll
my
start naming
people.
you as well.
Okay, think tank.
Thank you
That
very much.
my people own their land, and it was taken through taxes. I
Who
just said
charged the
that
taxes?
they joined the white man system.
Okay, that's what I said. A white man.
So what are we talking different here? Because I just
We
said that they
talking
can't.
different about your slants thinking about people living in the projects, which was up north getting away from the white man. So yeah, we
Well, we
raced our
had
butts right
projects.
up north. I'm gonna finish. We raced our butts right up north and found out that it was a trap. Just like trap music started 50 years ago. So you're gonna vote for a Republican that created trap? Go
The
right ahead.
Republican.
And they don't have nothing to do
Hold
with
on,
no
because you
gay
just cut me
men.
off. You just
Okay,
cut me
now
off.
you're
Let
getting
me
mad.
correct
Go ahead and
you.
get mad.
I'm
Go
not
ahead. Go
mad
ahead.
because you cut me off. But what I
No,
did
you
say
didn't let
is,
me.
if you go
Go
back
ahead,
and
baby.
look
I
at
can be quiet
urban
all time because I'm gonna
redevelopment,
win this one.
good. Urban redevelopment, it was the Democrats that did that. So don't pull this Republican game with
Okay,
me.
take
It was
listen to your
white
paper.
Democrats.
Take a sheet of
I
paper.
did the research. You can
Okay,
go back.
this is
LBJ
even
said that
simpler.
he
Oh, here we go. He got
L,
to yell because he don't
L,
have no facts.
LBJ said that he would have Negroes voting Democrat for 200 years
LBJ did
through the
what the
civil
Kennedys.
rights,
A man that said
through
half.
the Civil
Unbelievable.
Rights Act, that there's nothing in there for black people. If you read the Civil Rights Act, tell me what it says in there for black people, think tank.
Okay,
Because
guess
you
what? I'm
just
not.
said the same
Guess
thing.
what?
I
I'm
said
gonna
that
answer you.
the
I'm gonna
projects
answer you.
messed us up.
Look
You
at
just
him
came in
go.
here and said the
Anybody
same
got a
thing.
band for him to yell
You
over?
just said the same because it's ignorance. You come in here, think
No,
tank,
you're
and tell me
ignorant.
that
Let him
I
out
don't
of
know what
name
I'm talking
calling.
about.
Listen to the name
Well,
calling. First I'm
here's what
sweetie
you
and now I'm
said.
ignorant.
You
First
said
I'm sweetie and now
my
I'm named
people
ignorant.
came up to right. I'm a Sour
Baby,
Patch
baby.
Kid.
Okay, all right. You through yet?
Absolutely.
Are you through yet?
No, I'm not because
Keep
let's go back
going.
what you said. Let's go back what you said. You said
Make
our
sure you
people
know what
came
I
up
said.
north. Our
Make
people
sure you
came up north
know.
to the projects for the trap. I said our people got sold the projects in the South. That's not no different. At the end of the day, I'm assuming you black like me, right?
No, you said that's not what you said. And even the host had to correct you on the project. She said, I don't come from the projects. So you need to replay your own tape.
I said the projects was
Well,
our
just
demise
clarify that. Go
because
ahead. You got the floor. Clarify the projects. Go ahead and clarify it.
I said the projects was our demise was because they came in and restructured black neighborhoods. And I was speaking because I corrected the host. I was speaking for my neighborhood while I researched on. The host is in Detroit. I don't know what they did up there in Detroit. I spoke for where I am from, North Carolina.
So since you don't know what they did in Detroit, Chicago, New York with the housing projects, maybe you need to learn about that. And you need to take a piece of paper. And I'm speaking now.
Go ahead and speak because we said the same thing in
okay,
your.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not because you want to take
Okay,
over the
go
floor
ahead,
and you
ma'am.
can't let nobody talk. That's all right.
Go
I'll
ahead.
turn back. I don't have to be sweetie. I'll just tell you what you can do just for fun. Take a piece of
Mhm.
paper, put a line in the middle, put one left side Republican, put one right side Democrats, write your presidents
I'm
and the
not
years.
either or.
No.
Not
Write the
registered either
presidents and
or.
no. Are you gonna still talk over me or what? What you gonna do?
No, and I'm not doing your assignment neither.
Oh, then I'm gonna just tell you what you can do then.
You can tell the chat and tell
Well, then
everybody
why
on the
don't you
panel,
step
but I'm
down and
not.
get off the panel if you're not gonna be
No
right?
need to. Magic is up here. I want to speak to her too. So
Oh,
go
well, I'm
ahead.
going to
Let's
finish
finish.
talking. I'm going to give you an example of how your program is a lie. Whatever you're talking about, Republicans have never been favorable to black,
I
especially
ain't
not
never said
gays.
Republicans did. I never
Is
said
Trump
that.
a Republican?
I never said Trump.
Is
I ain't
Trump
say
a
he wasn't.
Republican? Did
I
you
never
not
said
vote for
Republicans.
Kamala? You didn't vote
I
for
didn't
Kamala.
either.
A
I
black
don't
gay
need to
man didn't
vote
vote
for.
for Kamala.
I voted for Obama. I voted for Hillary Clinton.
You
I didn't
didn't
need
vote
to
for
vote for Kamala
Kamala.
Harris
Why didn't you
to
vote for
prove
Kamala?
because I didn't want to. I knew what she
Oh,
wasn't going
maybe
to
because
do.
she's female.
No,
Yeah, I
absolutely
agree.
not.
I think
Absolutely not. Because
that's
honestly, when
exactly
Kamala
it.
Harris ran in
But
2020
Is
at the
Kamala
beginning,
like
yeah, I agree.
COMMA? Can you get it
when
right?
Kamala tried to run in the
She didn't
beginning
try to run. She
in
ran.
2020, she did try to run for president.
I'm talking
Correction.
about this
And I
time.
did support her then. I did support her in 2020, and that's when I looked her up and found out she lost my support. Then Joe Biden had my support, and then he lost it. So don't come with me with this regular. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. subscribe to any of those. I'm independent. I vote for who I want to because I pay taxes and I'm a black man.
And
I do
how's
what I
that
want
faring
to.
out for you?
But
Like the
Jay,
other
you
panelists
voted
said.
for, what is it, 33, 34, 32 convicted felon who's also a
And a
sexual
rapist.
predator? You voted for him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because it's a woman getting raped.
Wow.
Mhm.
I mean, old girl, y'all voted for Biden, and the lady accused him of rape. So what's
When
the
was that?
difference?
That also is supposed to be
Was he
comparable with Trump.
convicted?
He might not have been convicted, but we don't downplay no woman that accused a man of rape. That's what we don't do.
32
Can we say great?
felonies.
Can we say
Jay, 32 felonies.
SA,
And
SA.
he's still
Great.
president. And
32 felonies.
so, and y'all voted
Is
for
that,
a black presented woman with a white man. So what's the difference?
hey, she
Oh, wait a
said
minute.
she
So
was
now
going to
we
give
can't do interracial, but we can do
$25,000
gay?
to first
You can
time
do what you want
homeowners.
to. Do what you
She's
want
going to,
to.
Unbelievable.
I'm a black gay man. I can't vote for who I want to.
No,
Unbelievable.
you
you
Think
just
tank.
said
can.
we
You
voted for we
Unbelievable.
absolutely
wanted to
You're
go
can.
too
for
We're just
educated
interracial
for that.
person.
questioning.
Nobody
You're
said that
too
we wouldn't
educated
vote
for
for
that. You
nobody
too
said we
educated
wouldn't
for
vote for
that.
a gay
Think tank.
person. You're the one
Oh
that
my
said you can't vote
goodness.
for interracial.
I ain't said you can't vote for anything. I said, why
Yeah.
did you?
Okay,
Why did
panel.
you? You
For the
asked me,
one
why
that
did
he just
I?
said what he
I'm sorry,
said.
somebody said magic.
Yes, Magic. Hey, Magic.
Hey, and that's the only way I know I can get in, Gigi. I gotta go in through the back door. I'm glad you called me out because I couldn't get into all that mess.
I love her accent.
Oh my God.
I could not. I had to find a way.
Welcome home to the black community, girl.
Welcome home, Gigi. I didn't know how I was gonna get through that snake pit. One thing I can say, he's right. When he mentioned my name, Magic, I got your back. So guess what? Biden's on that list.
Oh,
He's
Lord.
on that list, and I'm gonna keep it real because they got these little girls and they got videos with inappropriate things. So he's on that list too,
Where
along
is
with the
that
rest of them.
video? I would love
He's on that
to.
list. So
Mhm.
for my my sweetheart that said, "Oh, I'm waiting for magic. Oh, I'm here and I've arrived." And guess what? It's real. It is
Mhm.
real. They were property owned blacks that own blacks throughout the South, everywhere. There's interchangeable things that have happened.
Mhm.
So,
Absolutely.
so you cannot say that you're gonna target something this way or that way, because you really don't know the history. So you should listen to him, listen to this person when they speak, and they have
Oh
this
God.
genuine information to give us, because that's what I got when I first met this person online, and it's been
Mhm.
helping to connect the dots. So you don't want to attack, you want to listen, you want to stand by and roger that. So yeah, here you go. I'm in the building. Magic is back.
Now, hot coffee. Hot coffee. Now, you
Yes,
have
ma'am. I was just waiting for the magic to disappear. What did you say? Yes, ma'am.
oh, okay. Now, hot
No,
coffee.
you're not waiting for me
No,
to
I'm just
disappear because
kidding,
I'm
Miss
officially
Magic.
back.
I'm
So
just
why are you waiting for
kidding.
me to
I'm just a
disappear?
smart aleck
Because
at
I'm
times.
going to allow you to say why you
Thank
said
you,
that,
hot
and then I'm
coffee.
going to respond. So please say why you said you were waiting for me to disappear.
Yes, ma'am. It was a play on words, but what were you saying, Miss Gigi? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no, it's not a play on words because I want you to
It
tell me why
was.
you want me to disappear.
I just did, Miss Magic.
No, you
It's a
did
play
not,
on
because you didn't
words. Your name is
specify the reason that
Magic.
you want me to disappear.
Okay,
So with
now
that
we're
being
not. Now
said, I
you
would say
just said you
kaboom,
don't want
kabang,
us to
and
go
you should
back
be
and
left
forth.
out of this spectrum of this conversation, because you're not even relevant at this point, because you can't
No,
communicate, and if you're going to make a
God
statement and
says
you're going to
something
come to me,
different.
then you
God
need to
says
be
I'm
put
Which is
out
relevant.
in the
great.
burner. Do
But
not
what
talk
did you,
about me and speak on my name and say you want me to disappear,
ma'am?
sweetheart.
Your
It's not
yelling is not going
abracadabra,
to
because
change
I'm
my
telling you with your
smart,
dry
eloquent
mouth and cobwebs
answer.
between your legs, possibly, because
Oh,
you sound
good
like you're a senior
Lord.
citizen. Don't come for me because I'm real juicy and I'm hot and I
I was
got
about to
that
say,
wet wet.
Okay.
Don't
I
play
was
with
about
Oh,
to
me.
that's
say,
gross. That's
Magic
gross
had
and TMI.
Magic voice
Miss Gigi,
definitely.
what were you saying? Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
Hold on, y'all. Listen. Okay. Now, hot coffee. Now, you want to bring all these black people into one community to live in a harmony. So how would you do that now? This is your community. This
This
is
is
your
my
neighborhood.
community.
This is your
I
neighborhood. Yeah.
We would have to battle it out until we got to even ground, but we would have to have a common, like I said, the word that you used earlier, a common theme, basically in common. What is our common theme? What is our common ground that we have that we want to see in our with Black people, Black American people? That
We
is
need
where, and we would have to constantly come back to revisit that until we can work through all of this nonsense. Because a lot of this, even with me and my little smart alecky answer to Miss Magic, was it's noise. What is our common ground? What
No, it's
is it
not
that
an
we're
answer.
doing?
It's an attack. You said something to me and you don't know me, ma'am. You have
I,
no
Miss
idea who
Magic,
I
I
am.
promise
So
you,
for
it
you to
was
come for
just
me,
today. It was just
I
being
didn't censor
funny.
you. So I'm gonna respond to what you said. That was it was actually not an intellectual response to me because you don't know me, I don't know you. I don't
Right.
attack people on anybody's platform. I respect it respectfully. That's why the person that reached out and said, "Oh, I'm waiting for Magic to come in the building." They know how Magic get down. I am a people's person. I am a
Okay.
very nice person. I'm a very nice individual that is in the community. But when
Right.
you chose yourself to point at me, you know nothing about me, then I have to protect myself. So please don't do that.
I
Find
think
out
you
about
came in
me.
No
magic.
problem,
Magic, I think
Magic.
you came in attacking, so you set the stage,
She
I
okay?
did,
did
but
not come in
we won't get
attacking.
any
I
Yes, you
further with
came
did.
that
You
in
because
called
based
me
she
on
did.
what
sweetie
So
and
we
told
won't
me
get
the
who to
anywhere.
listen
person
to.
initially said
You
about me
called
to
me
come in.
sweetie and you told me who to listen to. So, sister,
No,
you
I
just
Exactly.
did
got
not
your
come in
own medicine.
attacking.
Oh my
Let
goodness.
me tell you, you're misinformed. I never
No,
come in
you
attacking
did. You
on
did.
Miss
any
You
Gigi,
called
level.
me
this my
If
sweetie
community
and
you
girl.
told me to let
assume
the
I'ma let
that,
them
body
battle
sit.
it
you have
out.
the right to say what you need to say.
Hold on. A hot coffee. Now,
Ma'am.
the reason why I say hold on to you because I know your dream is to have all these people
Mm-hmm.
together.
Absolutely.
That's your dream.
Yes, ma'am.
So how would you have that? Because it may get more divisive and worse with more people added.
Added. Yeah, no, you're exactly correct. This is a very good I guess a very good call to action real quick, right on it. But again, I would go back to just having those common themes. So having those goals that we
So would
all
you
have
go
in common. Because I'll go
around,
ahead.
ask everyone in this group what is their common goal?
What
And
is their common
make,
goal?
hold on, Hot Coffee,
Absolutely.
could you make peace with magic? What do you think you could do to make peace with magic?
For me, it would, and I really was making a play on her name because her name is Magic. So if that offended you, Miss Magic, I'm sorry because that's not what I was trying to do. But I will say this. For Magic and for all of us going back and forth, at some point we would have to be quiet because it's not going to get us anywhere. It's not going to get us anywhere because all, what, one, two, three, four, five of us will get off of this platform and we're still in this man's America who does not care about us in the least bit. Jay Henry, I get that you voted for Trump. And I'll be honest with you, I have my thoughts on maybe why you really did. You may not be expressing that here, but at the end of the day, sir, he doesn't care anything about you at all.
that's
And if
that's
we don't,
that's okay. Go ahead.
go
I'll
ahead.
let you
Okay.
finish since
If we
GG.
do not come together at some point on the common ground that we're Black in America and that we've got to stick together, we are going to perish. We
Okay,
are.
so with you saying that and making that statement,
Yes, ma'am.
guess what? It's like a mirror reflection of you, like Michael Jackson said.
Okay.
I'm starting with the
Oh
man in
God.
the mirror.
What
You
do you
know.
mean by
So
that, sir?
here's the thing. No, hold on. Let me finish. He said, "I'm starting with the man in the mirror."
Okay.
So he made an initial stance to say, "I'm not going to point a finger to you, because guess what? If I point a finger to you, ma'am, four fingers are pointing back at me, right?
Okay.
In one hand. So hold on. You didn't know me. Somebody basically that knew me through Gigi's platform,
Mm-hmm.
basically, and made it in a way that they could say, you know what, I respect this person, I trust this person. I'm waiting for
Yeah.
her to say something. You didn't know
Okay.
me. You assumed. So when you
Right.
assume, you know what happens, right? You make a out of you and me.
She
Hold on.
already
It's okay.
apologized. Come on,
It,
So,
it,
perform.
Magic,
I know
I've
you apologize, but what
apologized
I'm
to
saying
you.
is
So, do
that
you not accept
She
it?
already apologized, Magic.
I'm not
Right.
saying
So, do you
that.
not
What I'm
accept
saying is
it?
that
Then let
moving
Jay
forward,
Henry finish. Jay Henry was next.
no,
Uh,
moving forward to avoid this, then, you know, just be more synthetic and just not be more, you know, able to like identify somebody and say that this is that when you don't know who that person is, especially if you've never spoken to this person and had a conversation. That's all I'm saying.
Well, let me say this to you, Miss Magic. Again, if that hurt your feelings, I'm sorry, because I didn't mean,
It
I
did
really
not
wasn't
hurt my
planning on you.
feelings, ma'am.
Okay, can
It
we
just
get
didn't
off
come
that? Both
across
of
Well,
y'all.
right.
give me
They
just a
hear your
moment to respond to you. Give me a moment, okay?
It didn't
So,
hurt my feelings. It just seemed like if you were misinformed and you didn't know who I was.
oh, I don't know. No, I don't know you from the
I don't
letter
know who
M on
you
the
are.
screen, ma'am. I don't. I was making a play on words with your name. That
Don't
was
do that
it.
with me.
If it
And
was
I'm glad that you know
anything
who I
more,
am
I
now.
would
Thank
tell you
you.
that.
Thank you.
But Magic, at the end of the day, I'm 53 years old, and I was really just playing around with your name. That's all I was doing.
No,
But
no one plays around with
can
my
you
name because my
okay,
You
name is
so
guys,
if
come
you're
very.
on
not gonna
now.
if you're not gonna allow me to finish, then I
I will
guess
let you
I'm
finish.
just okay. Gotcha. So what I was saying is that if I've apologized to you and you're continuing to still have an argument about it or being upset about it, then what else would you like for me to do so we can move past this? What would
Ma'am,
work for
all I can
you?
tell you is that just don't, just, you know, before you make an accusation or you make a statement to someone, please do your due diligence to find out about them because I'm loved. I am loved, you know, cross sectional all over the web. People love me. And I'm
Okay.
not confrontational. And I'm a really good, fun filled person. And then
Yeah,
hopefully you and I would get a chance to really meet each other. Whether
I hope
it's
so
we could
too.
meet each other at Starbucks, we could do online, we could do a
No, we
Zoom.
cannot meet
But
at Starbucks,
okay,
but
well, we could do a
we can
Zoom
find a
online. I
black
want you to get
owned
to know me
business,
because
black people.
let me tell you this: if you were to get a chance to meet me and know me online or offline, you will love me.
You think
You really
so? I
will,
don't know. You kind of tough. I
ma'am.
don't know.
I
Are
am
you
because
from the
you know
East
Oh
why?
Coast?
God, find the room.
I am a kindred spirit, and
I
you
believe
will
you.
have no choice but to love me. I don't hate you.
I
I will
hope not.
eliminate everything that happened and just forget about it. All I'm saying is that we need to be mindful when we enter people's lives because guess what? Not everybody is sensitive to when people make accusations or things against them that's wrong. You have some people
Mhm.
that they can't take it and they'll do something drastic or they might say, "Oh my God, nobody loves me." I'm not that person. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, well, she doesn't know me. But just be
yeah.
mindful of when you say things to people that may not be true. That's all I'm saying. And you have a good night.
I have no clue what she's talking about. But okay, yes, ma'am. I got you.
Well,
But Miss
go ahead,
Miss
go ahead,
Okay.
hot.
Miss Gigi,
I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna bring all of y'all up. I'm just gonna talk to hot coffee. How you doing, sweetheart?
you a mess. I see what you're doing. You are good. I love it. I love it.
I know that
Mhm.
you wanted Black people to come together and just stick together.
And you
And
see, I didn't run through all that chaos because I
no,
love my people. Mhm.
I don't know. Okay, how would you grade hot coffee as being? Because I put you to be a leader in this
Okay.
situation because I know that is your dream. You know, to
I
have
didn't say I wanted to lead, but that's just what I want to do. Yes, ma'am. I want to see our people do well. I want us to
how to
be
be a
able,
leader. I mean, for something to happen that is not here yet, and
yeah,
your passion, you're going to have to step up to be a leader.
yeah.
So I wanted to see how you would do. I don't think you went too well. I
Uh-oh.
no. I think that you know, with the magic thing, I the play on words, and I think when you told Henry, you know, what you did, you know, it was as an insult. So people took it as insult. And then you
Oh, really?
yeah. Now I feel like it's fine, hot coffee, just for you being you. But when I look at you and you want to be a leader, you want to bring people together. I don't know. In my mind, it's like if you want to be a leader, you can't just be just like everybody else. You're gonna have to take some hits and just
But I didn't say I wanted to be a leader. You have termed me that. I never said
I
that.
did. I did put you a
Mm,
leader. You didn't say
yeah,
that, but because of what you want and it's not here yet and you're so passionate about it, I
yeah.
feel like you have to be a leader if that's what you really want. And I believe that if it's a dream that someone wants, then they're going to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want. I don't know
Yeah.
how passionate you are, but from your words, I thought you were very
No, definitely. I want to see my people
passionate.
come together. Absolutely. But
I
I
want
may not be the person that do that. And I never said I wanted to be the leader.
You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. I put you in that situation, but I think
Yeah.
you have good potential. But I also felt, and I don't know why I'm critiquing you. Please forgive me, but I am. I felt that maybe like if you were going to be a leader, if anybody's going to be a leader, not to say I apologize if I offend you, just say, I apologize for offending you because it feels like they were offended. But I just did that. I apologize if that offended you to put you
Who,
in the
me? Oh God, no, ma'am. I'm
yeah.
not that easily offended like that. I guess because I have led and then I've raised boys. And if you've raised boys, you know that you have to be tough skinned. No, that's not it. You know, I think, Miss Gigi, when you really want something, because I really want our people to come together. So for me, it's not, you're not going to win everybody, right? And I'm not even concerned about that. But the people that can see who you are, really believe in the same mission, we're people, we're going to have differences of opinions. Jay Henry and what was her name? Miss Magic.
Magic.
I mean, Jay Hendry came up. I love it. I have LBGTQ in my family. Okay, hey, that's great. But you voted for Trump. I want to know why. And that's why I question. And so, because I'm just curious as to why he did that. Now, I'll be honest. I have other thoughts as to why maybe he didn't vote for Kamala. But sometimes you have to bite your tongue.
Being a leader, maybe you shouldn't say it, but then again,
You
you
have to bite your tongue. Yep.
don't
You
want
have to bite your tongue. I just didn't want to. I'm on a platform just talking to other individuals.
for hot coffee. I don't know why, and it's wrong for me to do it, but I just put you in leadership position.
I know. Why are you doing that?
You know why? Because you have a dream, and this is what you
Yeah.
want. And for me, it has to take a strong leader, you know. Some people may say, like this person, they said that, hot coffee kept her tone and manner, and people saw that, they respected that, and I saw that too. And I appreciate you for that. You didn't go match to match, they had high tones yelling. People may see it, and you didn't do that. You didn't let nobody knock you off your square, and people
Right.
saw that, and that takes good leadership, you know. But I'm sorry to push leadership on you. Uh, she spoke. You don't have to yell to express yourself. You're absolutely right. You don't have to yell to express yourself. Okay, but yeah. So it's interesting to see how this play out. I don't want to be in a all. I want to do what I want to do. I want to go where I want to go. But I
Yes, ma'am.
understand that you see Chinese people in their neighborhood and you see Asian people. What Chinese name ain't they the same? You said you see Chinese and you see Mexicans. They have their
So,
own.
yeah, basically what I'm saying is they have their own. I want us to have our own.
Got it.
And we can still cross pollinate, of course. I have friends from all walks of life. So I just want Black Americans for once to have our own and it goes through the generations. That's what I want.
Got it.
That is what I want.
Do you see like Baldwin Hills in LA as like
Yes, ma'am.
is
I've
that
been there.
like a black would you say that's like a black area or a black
Yes,
community?
ma'am.
Else? Oh,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
they have it then, right?
In California. Yes, ma'am. I'm talking about nationwide.
Or every
Um, the young fella Henry was from South Carolina. I want to see that in South Carolina. I want to see that across our nation, and I want us to be able to. I want us to be able to support each other with whatever we need, whether the government helps us or not. This last go around, there was some Black farmers. It was farmers in general, but there were some Black farmers that were in trouble because they weren't getting aid from this guy, right? Because he started cutting it out. But I think that at the end of the day, if we have each other, right, then we can help each other. Okay, government's not helping you. tap on our end, we may have agencies in place within our community that can assist to keep our businesses, going. That's what I'm trying to say.
And do you
Mhm.
possibly mean Black people that's like-minded as you, or just Black people?
Mm, Black people, well, no, and there's not going to be people that think just like you. Mean as far as being in that community of helping? Is that what you're saying?
Um, I guess being the community that you want to build, because you say you want these communities and you want them all over America.
I don't. Well, I don't know if I understand that question, Ms. Gigi, but I'm gonna answer it this way.
Hold on, let me try to explain it better. All
Okay.
right, well, Canvassy, you disagree, come up here. Now, your dream, you want a Black community where, I don't know if you want the sign to say Blacks only, where
Of course not. It doesn't say that now. We don't want that towards us. So no, absolutely. I don't want segregation. No, that's what they're trying to do now, ma'am. I just want communities where Black people thrive, where we do business together, where we commerce together, where we worship together, just like we had back in the olden days. But of course, they destroyed a lot of that. I want to see our communities, just like when we go to different cities and towns, we see Asian communities, we see Hispanic communities, we see white communities. The Blacks are kind of just sprinkled throughout. Now, Atlanta is different,
when
Mhm.
you go to different cities, they got hoods and it's just predominantly Black people. You got Black churches where they come and fellowship as majority Black people.
True. But we want to make sure our community is thriving. So we don't want to be in the ghettos, right? We want to thrive, right?
Well, who makes the ghettos? Because in my experience, when I moved or family moved into this neighborhood, it was mixed. But when the Black people came in, the white people
Mhm.
moved out and it became
Right.
Black. And then all the Black people made it ghetto. Okay. So I'm not for all Blacks. Okay. I like to set, I like all everybody. Okay. Everybody
But
come
what made
together.
it ghetto? Yes, ma'am. What happened?
These hood thugs, heathens, tearing down the corner stores,
Mhm.
robbing each other. Your grandma, your mama can't even go to the corner store, fear of getting raped or
Okay.
piled down. And it have nothing to do with white people because it's their own Black people that's doing it in these neighborhoods.
Mhm. So when that happens, though, is it that the tax dollars also go with the whites? Because we don't necessarily always speak up in our neighborhoods to make sure that we have safety, we have patrol, things like that, right?
Say that again.
So in when it's predominantly white neighborhoods, right? Tax dollars are put in there because they do stand up, they do go talk to the mayor, they're complaining about this, they're demanding this. When it changes to us, are we doing that? We
I don't
don't.
know if we're doing that,
We
but I
don't.
know it was a difference day and night when we first moved into that community, and it was a few white people still there. Then
Yes, ma'am.
after all those white people moved out, and a whole bunch of Black people moved in, and then everything went to hell. Now the schools, they're all burnt down. Um, the places that I grew up on in that neighborhood, because I did move. I also moved to my parents moved to a better neighborhood. But going back to that old neighborhood, everything is burned down and trash and it's
Wow.
high crime. But it wasn't like that when it was mixed. But when all them Black people came up in there,
Yes, ma'am.
uh-uh.
But see, Miss Gigi, years ago when there were, Black neighborhoods, predominantly Black neighborhoods, before they start going down, as you said, Black people would go. I remember my grandmother going to, they call them town hall meetings, um, writing to the mayor. I remember my grandmother used to always say, the pen is mightier than the sword. They were very engaged in keeping their communities safe. And we lived in a decent, not, I don't come from well to do, but our community was clean. The houses were well kept. So if we're not fighting for that, if we're not talking to the people that those different agencies that run I guess the different agencies that are responsible for keeping that up, we can't expect for it to be kept up. That's how I see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Think tank. I think that you guys more so aligned a little bit. I want to see your two discussion. How would that work out?
I guess I see it a bit differently.
All right. Go ahead.
I think when slavery was in, white people were on top, right? So in the South, they made some changes and made blacks rent the land back. So they really didn't have any ownership at that time. The majority. I'm not talking about the gentleman that left the panel, which is an isolated case. So when you migrate to the North, we got to remember we didn't have the inflation and the dollars and the markets. We made our own food. We picked our own cotton and we recycled our money in the United States. We didn't make deals in China, Russia, and all the other countries because we became strong because of slavery, because we did our black backs bending over, picking tobacco, picking cotton, picking rice, and we made this country strong. But when they weren't doing nothing for us, the smart ones ran up north. They said, well, maybe we can get something up there, and we got tricked in a trick bag. They built those projects for them because the military let the black people out without a GI Bill. So now we're talking about 1940s, 50s, and World War II, where black people came out on the bottom and white people got benefits to get their first house. The only way you can make money then was to own property and flip it and get your equity and buy more property. And you don't want to buy nothing by nobody black. Then we was sandwiched in housing projects, and not just African Americans from the South, but immigrants, African immigrants, Jamaican immigrants, Haitian immigrants. They was coming through freely, not like under Trump now. They came here and helped build the country when we couldn't find no jobs either. So we were fighting each other for jobs. So we're talking about 1950s.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then the 60s come around, there's a revolution because it's racism, and they kill off Malcolm, Martin, Medgar, and anybody else who act like they're 33 and Tupac, like they strong. You're gone. And then we fast forward another few years, you got Tupac and Biggie, and then they fight them against and they kill each other off. Then you got 50 years of gangster rap that told us, oh, be a stripper, be a gangster. Oh, look like this, wear your pants this way. And then in the meantime, they're building prisons to put you in for the next 20 years. So you ride up to 2024 and you vote in the president that was in the celebrity show because they've been planning 2025. And now they got their plans about we sleep, getting high, partying, like we got something to party about. And as far as the gay people, they don't even have black gay clubs. Go to any city and say, oh, where's the black gay neighborhood? They always got to blend in with the white people and act proper. Don't you act like no hip hop. Pull up your pants. Look like you're neat. Don't bring no guns in our gay club. Your gay prides don't even look black. Your gay pride is white and Hispanic. You can't afford a club. And then you vote for Trump. Yeah, I'm angry. I got gay people in my family. I know
Okay.
what's going on.
Okay.
I'm
Let's
sorry. Hot coffee, I don't agree with some of that stuff.
let's move on from you and Henry. We'll have that later.
Oh, no, I'm
I,
just saying he never let me talk, so I had to talk.
okay. Okay. I'm glad you got that out.
I loved her point. I don't. Okay, that's her point. That is her point because he
So, how
talked
do we come
over.
to a solution? We need to be honest with each other that we are all different and we got to find a commonality. Is that how much money
Exactly.
do we have? How much money do we really have? We put every black person together and forget our differences. How much money do we have now? How much AI, artificial intelligence, do we own? How are we going to keep up with the new world? How many weapons do we have? What do we have? Oh, we got 80% of our race in prison. They're still in slavery. Oh, okay. We better wake up and go march. Those young ones get off that Cardi B and all that other mess. We need a cleanup. We need a cleanup person.
All right. All right. Think tank about the protests. Are you for the protest or are you against the protest?
I think anyone under 44 need to be out there that's black. I think the people over 44, they're probably tired of seeing what's happening. They're not getting out anyway.
So a lot of black people, well, the video that I saw, it was one-sided. We didn't see both sides. We only saw one side. They were saying that they want black people to sit this out. They said, black people, we're tired of fighting. We shouldn't fight anymore. Just sit down and just be quiet. What do you say to that?
I say if you're 44 sending it out, well, you better send your children out, your 18-year-olds to 43 out. If you're too tired, still send somebody out in your family. Are you insane? You don't
Now,
show up, then you don't count.
okay. Hot coffee, what do you say to that?
No, I just think I don't think you. Well, I mentioned it earlier. I don't think any of us need
Oh,
to
you
get
did.
out.
That's why I want to hear the debate. Go ahead. Hot coffee, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I don't necessarily. I mean, her point is her point. So, but for me, I don't feel that any of us need to get out. Again, my agenda is to build the Black community. We are targeted. Um, I do understand like the Social Security and the dismantling of the Department of Education may be some hotspots for us, or it could be other things that he's dismantling. But again, we can do other things that can help our community. We need to pivot. And so I'm still standing with that. So I don't
Okay.
want us out on the streets. I'd rather for us take our, if we're going to be on the streets Saturday, go somewhere and spend your money with a Black business. Go do something like that. I don't want us out on the streets being targeted because we are the targets. We are always used potentially, like someone else had mentioned, I can't remember who it was. It may have been in one of the videos you played where they will target us first. They're always more aggressive. And I definitely don't want our youngest ones out there because they're more hot-headed. They're not as level-headed. They will pop back off with those police officers. And that is potentially given a reason for things to escalate. So I don't want us out on the streets. That's my viewpoint on that at all. Go spend your money with a Black business. If you're going to be out Saturday, do that.
Why do they need to spend their money?
Well, that helps commerce with our Black businesses.
How many
We
black
have to
businesses?
build our Black businesses. Nobody buys our stuff. You know, look at what happened to, and the one that comes to mind, there's a lot of Black shop owners that's in Target, but look at what happened with Target. When they start snatching, you know, they're letting DEI go. So that means that these Black products aren't going to necessarily be sold in their stores any longer because they're not supporting DEI, but they have these whole aisles full of Black products. So why can't we pivot and support our Black businesses?
Well, we
That's
can do
exactly
that,
what
and
they
that
want
was
to do.
successful. But this is a march, right? Just like Martin Luther King gathered people, just like Malcolm gathered people. This is a march. This is like visible that I'm not scared. For
A
one day,
march for
I'm not.
what though?
For
What
one
are you
day, I'm
marching
not
for?
afraid. For one day, I'm not afraid. And I'm the same person that boycotted Target. We are the same people in masses. And we're going to march this day. We're not scared. And if somebody mess with my child that's 25 out there, I'm at home because I don't feel like marching. But I want my child to march. Why are we so scared? What are we afraid of?
I don't know. I don't think anybody's afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm just not doing it.
Okay, you're not doing it, but I did say
Mhm.
anybody under
Well,
44.
hot coffee, yeah, anybody on the fourth court, that's the thing. But hot coffee, people will see that as fear because you fear that something bad is going to happen to them. That's
Absolutely.
fear.
That's common sense. We are the target
Some people see it as
to
fear, just
me.
like
That's
this
common sense.
hot coffee. You hear about the planes falling. So some people say, I don't want you to get on a plane because I fear that the plane will crash and you're going to be on it. But that's still, they would say, well, that's common sense because you see all these planes crashing. But some people will still see that as fear. I mean, whatever you do, don't get in the car. You might get in a car accident. You know, that's still, people can see that as fear. Some people see as common sense. But she dropped down. I don't know what exactly happened. But that was interesting. Okay. I'm glad that you guys had that dialogue. All right. think tank. Just hold on for me for 1 second. I'm gonna bring Henry back up here. How you doing, Henry?
Good, Gigi. How you doing?
Good.
Gigi, I want to say I appreciate you because we have difference in opinion and you've never disrespected me. However, I'm going to pop off. I think this is the problem with our community. Strong black men who speak passionate. I'm not angry. I'm not yelling or none of that. Now, you over talking me and you're telling me, because I've done research, I went and read original documents, spent hours, spent money looking up a lot of the information that I know that we are not taught in school, that a lot of think tank, quote unquote, mention that we are taught in school. That's what we're taught in school, that same bullshit ass history that they fed to us. Now let's go back. Some of my people were slaves. Some of my people was not slaves. Come up to the early 1900s, they got us into this system through the Great Depression with the Federal Reserve, gave us birth certificates, social security numbers. They actually trade us on the stock market like cattle. Now let's come up to through the 20s, Great Depression. People still had their own neighborhoods and was still rocking it out because a lot of them still had their own business. Now come up to the 50s, the urban redevelopment, which LBJ pushed. A lot of Democrats pushed and messed up our neighborhoods and gave us projects. And again, I was speaking for the South. I don't know what they did in New York, blah, 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 blah. She said, because I'm pissed off, and yes, I am not apologizing. Then she said, the smart people left and went up north. Well, obviously, your ass wasn't too smart if you ended up in the same situation as people in the South did in the projects. Now, unfortunately, what messed up our neighborhood, and I get Gigi's point, because when my two-parent household moved us from the hood and into a mixed neighborhood, our people started coming in. But we also had drugs brought into our neighborhood from this same government, from the same Democrats that we vote for through the CIA. But we don't talk about that because we don't read that type of stuff. We go by what we see on the news. We go by what we learn in school. Now, as far as black people, don't take y'all ass to that march because that is not for us. If you look at majority of these protests that's been going on lately, there has not been a lot of us in those streets. I say that because we marched for civil rights. We ain't got nothing out of it. We marched for all this stuff. We ain't got nothing out of it. Now, people keep saying, I brought up black gay. Yes, because I brought that up because that goes against the norm. And that's what I identify as. Now, I'm old school. I come from when it was just gay, straight, bi. We didn't have all these letters. And I just go by that, gay, straight, bi. That's it. I'm just an old school guy from the South that got common sense and that know my true story, not his story. I know my true story. All black people did not work in the fields. All black people did not. A lot of us were prisoners of war to this government. But at the end of the day, Gigi, back to your topic, black people, do not take yourself out there. That's not our fight. We've been trying to fight this mess since civil rights. Martin Luther King came out of his mouth and said, did all this marching. And at the last minute, he said it. He said, I led my people to a burning house with this civil rights bill, and then they took him out of here. Malcolm X, he said, don't trust the white liberal. And what we do, every 4 years, we got to go liberal. We got to go liberal. But we did bring up Malcolm X because we don't know their true teachings. Go back and learn your true history and know what them people said. They never was with this stuff. But at the end of the day, black people don't go out there. That is not our fight. You go out there, they're not going to give nothing to us. They're going to give it to the people that they purposed it for, immigrants.
All right. So Black Gossip said, that's why I march for people who can't. The disabled, the elder, the children, the injustice, is better than sitting at home at the computer all day. And I agree with you, Black Gossip. I'm glad that you're going out there and you have the fight in you and you're going to continue with the American people to fight. I know some Black people don't want to fight and that's on them. But for those that are fighting, I'm with you. My spirit is with you. I might be up there with you. I don't know. Okay. But I want you guys to fight. And I think that speaking out and protesting is send a signal to the world. Judges is looking at this, governors, mayors, everybody, and you know it. Okay. We are fighting for the heart and the soul of America. Okay. A lot of people have made a mistake and voted for Trump, and they are saying that and they are witnessing that. And a lot of people that did make a mistake and vote for Trump, they are out there and they will be protesting. So I'm excited to see what will happen and what will happen after. Of course, you're going to have casualties. In every war, you're going to have casualties. People are going to die. People die every day. Every war, you're going to always have war. I don't know this idea that, the fight is over. You want to get to a place where you don't have to fight anymore. I think that's a nice fantasy. Um, if you're cool with how things gonna go, and you're a person that's gonna wherever the wind blows, you gonna blow, then you can sit down and you ain't gonna complain because whatever happened, you don't give a fuck. Okay. But for those that do feel this and do want to see change, you must fight. For those that want things to be different, you must pick up leadership and you must fight. And that's just how I feel about that. All right. So let me put you down. Okay, hold on, Henry. I'm going to bring you back up. So, Tower of Love, are you there? Tower of Love. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tower of Love. Now they went black. KFC, I see you out there. If you're going to come up, come up. Okay, I don't know what I guess they want me to put this up. Hot Coffee, how's it going? Hot Coffee? Lord, Hot Coffee didn't drop too. Okay. Okay, Tower of Love, are you there? Tower of Love? What are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Hi. Hello.
Yeah,
I'm
so
here.
turn your TV off and just.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you well, but
Can
you're
you hear
looking
me?
at TV and it's going
Hello.
to be a lag. So we're not going to really be talking in real time. So I need you to turn off that television or turn it down so we can talk.
Thank
So I
you.
can have your full undivided attention, okay?
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay. I'm going to wait till you get that. Make sure you guys like the video. Let's get the likes up, please. Let's get the likes up. Now, Think Tank, we on the same page as far as I'm with people that's going to protest and I'm with people that's going to make a change, because that's how you change people's minds and heart. That is where the fight and change from is, speaking out, letting your voice be heard.
I agree. I agree. I think we definitely need a presence. We need to be seen and heard. We can walk right with everybody else.
Yeah, to me, shit, we all in this together. I know that certain people, damn, what's her name? Hot Coffee. And the others, they want a world where, blacks all blacks and, black, black. And that's great. But I don't know. My world is all of us together, so
The
I'm
small
with
percentage,
everybody.
the small percentage of people that run this country is a small percent, but they got the most money. The people on the bottom are got more people. So of course we're going to be divided and thought thinking we can make it a certain way. We're not going to make it a certain way because we all holding about. There's a lot of us that are impoverished in jail and some are innocently in jail, impoverished because they're innocent because the jobs don't pay, and then in cities that are bankrupt because of the way our economy works, and all years of racism,
Right.
whether it's the South or the North.
And you know what else I feel like a Think Tank? What's wrong with the Black community is the celebrity worship and the money worship. It's like people and people with money, they do have power, they do have influence, but they don't have to have influence over you unless you allow it. Because I think of Elon Musk, and I know, I'm not saying I like this person, okay? Okay, and this person may not like me, but I still find value in this person. But Candace Owens was saying that Elon Musk, she don't bow down to the celebrity factor of him, and she was questioning his motives. And
Mm-hmm.
I agree with her on that stance against Elon Musk.
Her new
And
stance
I feel
is good.
a lot of you said his stance is good. You agree with him?
Her new stance, not her
Oh,
past. Yeah,
got it. Oh, you talking about Candace? Yeah.
right.
So I feel like a lot of black people, some black men, they look at Elon Musk, they see he's powerful because he got money, he's arrogant, he says what he wants to say. So they kind of worship that. And I understand that mind thinking because when you look at these rappers, they're somewhat the same way. Because they have money, they get to disrespect people. Because they have money and they're paying people bills, if they grape somebody, they get excused for that and they still around. It's like you will prostitute yourself because of people with money, or people that's flashy or all that. So I've always been like anti-celebrityism, and I've always been, having your own mind, not Elon Musk buying it because they're saying that he was trying to buy judges and it just Ah, I don't
Right.
even know
And
how to get my words when it comes to him. Go ahead.
right. And I think, like, if you think about it, and this is not a joke, how many people are burning those Tesla cars are black? Think about that. Probably two, maybe one, maybe zero. But those white, Hispanic, anybody about those Tesla cars and they're burning them, you're not going to see a bunch of black people burning that Tesla. You're just not going to see it. You're not going to see rappers burning that car, but they'll drive around in it because it's his car.
Yeah, they have the worship. It's a lot of celebrityism in the black culture because of the hip hop and all this stuff and the black work celebrity worship. But KFC, she says I disagree. Candace Owens talks about her own race. She's a traitor. Maybe I
Which
don't care where she is. I just like that stance of hers. Like I said, like I'm not a fan of anybody. So even though Candace Owens, I don't bow down to her. I don't bow down to anybody, so I can care less about her, be honest with you. But I did like that stance that she had against Elon Musk. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, she made a new stance, and this time she's right. A lot of times she's been totally off.
Hmm.
What do you think about Crockett?
I like Jasmine Crockett.
Hmm.
As far as what, like how far she would go.
I don't think she run for president. I think you said that, or somebody mentioned that. I
No,
don't think she
somebody
would.
else said that. They said that she would be a leader, and I didn't know if I didn't agree too much that I would see her as a leader because I felt that a lot of black men would not follow her, and yeah, but I do feel that I'm s- I'm irritated because why is Jasmine Crockett the only one? I
The
feel like
only one, right?
majority of them. Why is she the only one? It should be a whole bunch of y'all,
Kind of like
And then
Maxine Waters was.
right. But you know who else I really wanted to step up to their plate? I wanted Amanda Seals, for whatever reason, to step up to the motherfucking plate. I just felt like she had the potential. She's
Hmm.
witty. She has the mouth for it. She has the passion for it to go against like a Candace Owens, but it seemed like she does not want to take that fight. It was a few other black speakers, but it seems like they don't want to take the fight. They are scared to get in the deep realm of like topics that are very controversial, like Marjorie Green. She's popular because she's controversial. She don't care about what you feel about her. She's going to speak, and she has a lot of people that's going to back her, whether she's wrong or right. But she takes a stand, and it's a strong, bold one. So I really want it, and I know I can't force anybody to do it. I still, cool with them, but I wanted certain individuals in those spaces to have that same emboldened power, like Marjorie Green, like Trump. I wanted them to match them. But I understand some people say they're not going to do it because it's like one person yelling. So you want them to yell too. So they're going to be the same. People have to do things their way and win their way. So I just have to see how this goes.
So for the march on the 5th, right? If Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart and some big celebrities pop out, do you think more black people will come out?
Hold on, because I was distracted with this thing right here. I want you to say it again. Hold on. Amanda Seal talks about the topics on her YouTube show weekly, but nobody really knows about it. Amanda Seals has a bad reputation. Why is that? Amanda Seals can't even get along with Issa Rae. Why is that? Amanda Seals seems like she shies away from the spotlight. I mean, you have these big major networks that she can come on and really spark it, really get it going. But it seemed like she don't have the fire to really get into the fire, you know? It seems like she's in her safe space having these topics and she want to be in a safe space. She don't want to be out here in the fire. Candace Owens, she stays in the fire. Candace Owens, she stays getting talked about, and that does not stop her. She is not wavering. Same as Marjorie Green. She stay get to talk about, but that would not waver her. She continues to go out in the fight. And I'm not uplifting these women because I don't agree with them, but I do like their passion. And it's some things I value. You know, like I said, out of all people, I do value certain things. So go ahead, Tink. Say that again. Say what you're gonna say again. You said if celebrities, black celebrities get out in March, would it change? Think tank. You know that's a tongue twister for me. To keep saying the name. I don't know what happened to Think Tank, but I think that's what she talks about. I don't know. I think that will bring more coverage. I think it does. I think that black celebrity, they need to speak out because they look like cowards. I mean, social media has done a lot of pushing false propaganda to discredit celebrity, and they do it purposely, so therefore they won't have the voice, and it works. And I think that black celebrities, they need to speak out. Anytime somebody talk about y'all need to either hit them with a cease or desist, and y'all need to speak out against that shit. I think that the black celebrities, you in the past, it was, somebody talked bad about you, you pay it no mind, you ignore it because eventually it died and you don't want to give it any more no, you don't want to give it more noise because the more you respond, the more it grows. However, this day and age is different. We're not living back in 2000s. This is 2025. This how it goes. I put out a lie on you. You don't respond. I say the reason why they're not responding because they know it's the truth. You don't respond to that, then I'm going to add more lies. You don't respond to that, then I'm going to include your friends in it and see, they are afraid because we're telling the truth. Majority of people are going to start to believe the lies because it's more entertaining, it's more interesting. And then I'm going to pay actors to come on to double down on my lies against you to say, hey, yes, they have witnessed that. So you have more people that's speaking out, and then you're just being quiet because, I don't know, it comes off like you're an elitist. And people are just, you already have, when you're a celebrity, you already have a hate train. People don't like you because you're a celebrity. So you got that hate train that's going to spread the lies. You're not speaking out about it. So you have more people on top of that. And now you have lies on top of lies. And you should have stopped it in the beginning, but you're still using the 2000 tactics. It's not going to work on 2025. So y'all need to stay on their ass and speak up and just keep on speaking up and let the battles fight. Hell, stop being so damn scary and coward. You're afraid what you're going to lose a job if you speak out and all that. Fuck that job. Shit, you got enough jobs, enough money, so what? Just keep on moving on, but I don't know. I understand, I guess, being in that type of world, maybe they're just conditioned to be quiet, and maybe they're not in touch with reality, what goes on social media, because they're not watching, they're not looking at the comments, they're not seeing things on the ground because they're such at a certain level, and they just don't see it from the common people's point of view because they're not common and they don't hang around people that's common. And I don't know. I just think they should have a different perspective and continue to fight and use their voice to be more impactful and influence versus, they're just good for music. They can make you dance, but they can't come out here and give you a message that you can feel. They can inspire you with just their words. People feel like they don't even know them really. They feel like they're out of touch. So I think it does them a disjustice just to be quiet in 2025. That's just my opinion. So if the celebrities go out there, I think they need to continue to speak out and don't go into hiding. Just don't do it for one because they feel like it's performative. You did it for one time, but then when we need you again or we need you to speak out, you're quiet because when you speak out, they're gonna have a lot of horrible tabloids about you. So you need to speak out on that too. Let us know these are lies or these are some truth or something. Just like Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, he did that thing at Angie Stone's funeral. He spoke, but then Monique called him out on it. But then he got silent after Monique called him out on it. I think that's continue to talk, Tyler. Respond back to damn Monique, okay? But it seemed like he just cowards. Like you had all that talk, for these big companies that stole from Angie Stone, but then Monique speaks. You don't got you quiet, I think he should have responded, and I think he should be, just get that shit cleared out. Because ain't you tired of Monique just keep on coming after your ass? Why don't you just clear that out, apologize, make it good with her, so you won't have to keep, because she gonna keep airing your butt out. She the only one. Clear that shit up. I don't know why he won't clear it up, but he won't clear it up. All right, so Think Tank, are you back? All right, she gone. All right, Jay Henry, are you here?
I'm still here.
Uh-huh. Yep. So what else are your thoughts? Because I know we disagree as far as the march. We disagree with a lot of things, but we can, respect each other.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love you, Gigi, and we are so connected on something deeper and just stone, baby. But but at the end of the day, you was mentioning some, in my opinion, that would be great black women leadership. I was saying it in the chat. Cynthia McKinney was one. No one knows about Cynthia McKinney. Have you heard of Cynthia McKinney?
She must not be a good leader if I don't know about her.
Well, let me actually not let me say this, because it's not that she's not a good leader. She was ousted. She ran as a Democrat congresswoman, and she refused. And she actually had on video that when you win a seat in Congress, you have to come in agreement with the J community, the nation of Israel. You have to come, and she refused to do that. So because she refused to do that, she was ousted in Congress. She's a wonderful, educated black woman. And
I would argue with that, Henry. You did that knowing the chances of you going to get kicked out. To me, that's not a good leadership. I don't want to follow a person
well, why was she? But
say those things and then you cut it up for all of us. That's not a leader I want to follow. And I feel like a leader is going to make themselves known. Hey, I am the one that will lead you to X, Y, and Z. You have to me, you have to be just as emboldened as Trump, as Candace Owens, as the ones that we know of.
But Gigi, let me ask you this: knowing that, because a lot of people were saying in the comments or in the chat, knowing that our government is owned by J people, let's say you elected as a congresswoman, and they tell you you have to sign on to push legislation that would favor J people and ignore your people. Would you do that?
Favor, I would not ignore my people. I would make an argument behind the scenes. I would never disrespect the J people, knowing that the J people are the top lions.
She never disrespected them. Never
If this
did.
is a line, I don't know what she did because I'm not talking about her. I don't have her in my mindset. So please keep that in mind when I'm talking. I don't even know this person. I don't have her in the mindset. So when I talk, please don't compare with her because I don't even know her. I'm just talking the situation. If I know that I am in the wild and the lions are at the top, and I know that I can never go against the lions because I am a wild dog. I'm a wild dog. I'm not even a hyena. I'm a fucking wild dog. So, you know, I don't know how y'all gonna take this shit, and I'm sorry if I offend y'all, okay? But as a wild dog, I gotta know I'm a motherfucking wild dog. I cannot compete against a motherfucking big ass lion unless it's one lion, it's a whole bunch of us wild dogs, and that lion is a cub or that lion is an old ass lion that's on its last leg. Then we can beef. But other than that, no. So if I was that leader, I will persuade, hey, I want to do some deals for, this population. It has to do. As a leader, you should be persuasive. That is your job as a leader, is to persuade someone to do something that you wouldn't think they would do. As a salesperson, it is your job to sell. A good salesperson can sell you on something you didn't even want to buy. That's a good salesperson. A good leader can persuade you to follow or to do something you don't even think is a good idea. That's a good leader in my eyes.
Okay. Well, actually, what you're saying, she actually did. She just didn't agree to push their agenda. She actually did try to go push a black agenda and was ousted out of Congress. So what you're saying is nothing different than what she done. And if you haven't heard of her, I do admonish you to look her up because she's a wonderful black woman that's very educated and will be great in politics. But unfortunately, because everybody know the music industry, our government, all of this is controlled by a certain class of certain people. That all white people are not rich. Let's get that. Let's get that down pat. It's a certain amount of people. So with all this being controlled, and you,
I wanna respond to what you were saying. Now you saying this lady, she was pushing black agenda. Now
absolutely.
I would not push black agenda because I'm not for pushing black agenda.
Well, you
So
right. And I take that back. I ain't say you would say you said, but you said I would try to persuade them for certain people. So when you say certain people, that is a particular. It might not be black people, but it is a particular class of people. Where it's black, where it's poor, where it's this,
no,
where
but
it's
I
that.
wouldn't specifically say, okay, all people that have this color of complexion or come from this, I want that for that. No. Um, so that's just something I wouldn't do. I don't think they would even buy it anyway. Maybe if I was on a committee, I don't know how I would feel about that. And I just feel like as a good leader, you know your bounds. You have to know how far you can go and how far you can't. You have to be calculated. So she did a big misstep, and it seemed like that was a big mistake for her. And to me, I cannot agree with that as a good leader. Now, I don't know this person, so I'm not judging her. Just from what you're telling me, I don't think that's a good leadership. And I also feel like a good leader, you could be a good person, but if you're not relatable and you don't have the following, to me, you're not a good leader. And you can be a dumb person and you have a huge following. That means you have a relatability factor or something that these people want, that they admire you.
I.e. Jasmine Crockett. She gets media coverage, and everyone thinks she would be
Yeah,
this great
she's
leader. No,
popular.
she would not. Now, Cynthia McKinney, has she got the leader? Has she got the coverage? People like Cynthia McKinney will not get the media coverage like someone like Jasmine Crockett. No.
Well, hold on. Well,
That-
let's go to Messy. Messy, hold on. Gigi, I think you are a great commentator, but many people that haven't heard of your platform, this doesn't mean that you're not good or great at what you're doing. I
What?
disagree. I disagree. They're trying to say about me being a great commentator. I,
Oh.
I'm not a great commentator, and I can tell you why. First, branding. I repurposely change my YouTube channel every 3 to 4 years. Okay. To be a great person, a popular person with such an influence, you have to stay on brand. I purposely did that because I didn't want to be in the limelight. I did not want to be seen as a great commentator. I've been pushed to, I've been offered different places, different brandings, and I denied them all because I wanted my privacy and I did not want celebrity. Okay. I have been pushed there and people felt that I should have went there, but That's not what I wanted. Okay. So I disagree about me. It's certain things that you have to do, you know? And branding, staying on brand is definitely one of them. You can kill your career if you're always changing your brand. Okay. Now, some people can do it and it still works for them. I'm trying to think who keeps changing their fucking brand. I think
Diddy.
Beyonce
Diddy.
changed her brand. You
Diddy
know,
changed his brand.
country, then she's this, but she never, I don't know. She has a loyal fan base and she's big and she wants to be known. She wants to be seen. She pushes herself. I don't push myself. I hide myself. I cover myself. And I've been covering, hiding myself for years on years. So I'm not trying to be a great commentator. I'm not trying to be in the limelight. I'm not, that's have never been my goal. So I do agree. I am not one of the greatest commentators, and I'm not trying to have my name in the history books. And I do that purposely. Okay. All right. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Jay Henry.
I'm good. I was just talking about Miss Cynthia McKinney. I just admonished you to, and I would encourage you to look her up.
I will look her up, but I
Absolutely.
wish that she would have just came to me. Because me personally, but Jasmine Crockett, she came to me. You know, she was talked about because she took a stance. She did something very bold. She did something courageous that got everybody paying attention to her. So to me, she came to me. And I didn't have to go look up Jasmine. Most of us did not because we heard about her for her works.
Jasmine has the boom that Cynthia McKinney called out Congress and the 9/11 Commission, which was big news back in September 11. She called all that stuff out for an investigation, and she was ousted. So she's had some big wins, but again, she was ousted out of Congress. Jasmine, at the end of the day, is a plant like Kamala Harris was. She's gonna get in there and she'll do what they tell her to do at the end of the day. There's nothing different from Jasmine Crockett. She's not related to black people, unfortunately. She's not. Other than acting hood on TV. That's what she do.
You're breaking up.
I'm sorry, I got this Bluetooth headset. But other than acting hood on TV, that's all she's gonna do. But
how could you say she's acting hood? What is acting hood? I mean, that can be an insult to so many people.
She's acting hood. Marjorie Taylor Greene acts hood. They all act hood. It's ratchet. That's what they do. And unfortunately, that's what gets views. I don't agree with what Marjorie Taylor does. And if I was in her district, I probably wouldn't have voted for her. See, I'm an actually educated black man. I'm not going to just vote for a Democrat because somebody tell me to, or because I see it on the news. I actually go read stuff. This Trump do executive order. I'm pulling it up. Why are you writing this executive order? What are you taking away? Okay, this reference this law. Let me pull this law up. Let me read what this law says. A lot of our people don't do that because we spend a lot of time on YouTube or we spend a lot of time on social media or looking at TV for somebody else to tell us what to think. Go read this stuff for yourself.
Well, I disagree. I don't think Marjorie Taylor or Jasmine is acting hood. I feel like they're both passionate women. I think they're very, very passionate in what they're talking about. But hood, no, I don't care.
I mean, they do the name calling, you know.
I mean, you don't think Trump name call Elon Musk?
I didn't say that's right. I didn't say that was right. I never said that was right to do name calling.
People have name called before, but I would not say they're hood. I would.
But at the end of the day, Trump had a plan. He had policies. I read those. I can go to Jasmine Crockett website. What is your plan? I went to Kamala Harris website. What is your plan? So it's not that I don't like how these people. I don't like how Trump speak a lot of times, no, but I'm not voting for somebody based on their character. I'm voting for somebody on what you say you're going to do. And everything he's doing, he said he was going to do it on the campaign trail. He said he was going to do it the past 4 years when they was in office, and they didn't do nothing for us. So that was my decision there.
Hood too, because he do a whole bunch of name calling. If Hood
And going back to the Elon Musk, if people were educated, a government employee cannot audit the government. So unfortunately, Elon Musk was asked to do it. Now, I don't trust him either. He's a billionaire. But at the end of the day, by law, a government employee cannot come in and audit the government. That is against the law. No judge can, Congress can't do it, a president can't do it, but they can hire an outside firm to do it. And unfortunately, he chose Elon Musk at the end of the day.
Well,
And,
like
and
Candace Owens said it's true. He's not to be trusted.
nobody is to be trusted. I don't know you like that, Gigi. You don't know me. We can't trust each other like that.
But I'm not of topic. I'm not running or having my hands in Americans' lives. So for me to be compared to what the works of Elon Musk does, the richest man in the world who thinks he's God. Oh my goodness. Hold on, Henry. I'm going to put you down. Antonia, are you there? I hope I said your name right. Dublin. Are you there? I know you see you up. Can you hear me talking to you? Okay, I guess not. All right. Town of Lover, are you back? Town of Lover? Town of Lover? Okay, what did you want to say?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, you're listening and your audio is so low. I'm doing pretty good, but I still hear it in the background and your audio is so low.
Okay.
The audio is so low.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Come back.
Try back.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, Jay Henry, you know I love you. I enjoy debating with you. It's getting about that time, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this conversation. It's something new here. Press 2 if you guys enjoyed it. Press 5, not so much. Not so much. All this arguing and debating and stuff. It's just too much. All right, I'm going to get on out of here. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.